Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, welcome Friday, May 4th. I am not Pat McAfee, obviously. I'm AJ Hawk coming from an attic in Ohio. Pat had some great news happen early this morning, boys.
Congrats!
Oh, look at that. We actually hit it. We timed it up. Everything, man, this is beautiful. So, for people that don't know, this isn't the normal looking show, obviously. Right now, I am in my attic in Ohio. My name is AJ Hawk. I'm sitting in for the great Pat McAfee. Guys, Connor, why don't you announce what was the great news that we just learned of recently?
Thank you for this honor, AJ. It's very, very nice of you. We did just hear about, 20, 30 minutes ago, Pat has successfully had his baby. Everyone is doing well.
Congrats.
It's awesome news.
Congrats, Pat and Sam.
Congrats, Pat and Sam.
Congrats.
Yes.
And that is
Congrats.
why AJ
And
Hawk
this
is here.
Yes, that is why I got called in here. Why I'm trying to man the ship here from Ohio. You guys, obviously, we're all going to do this thing together. This is a fun day. Obviously, let's go. I know Pacman, you are still here, obviously, with us, right?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Pacman Jones, I appreciate you, man. The toxic table, obviously, we know boys, Con Man, Ty Schmidt, Tone Diggs, one half of the Hammer Down, Cowboys over there. Everyone behind the glass, Ebby, Zito, Nick, Dirty, everybody. I hate to miss anybody.
Oh, you missed a
I see you
couple.
back there, Dirty.
Don't forget Bill.
Who's back there?
Bill, Mick,
Bill gets his own time. Bill gets his own time because we all know we don't want to get on Bill's bad side. Obviously, but Bill, I think you're a changed man. I think that's in the past, but we all know what you're capable of, and we respect your power and your passion, Bill. But boys, how about this? Did you guys expect Sam to go into labor this early?
No,
I
didn't.
Definitely not.
No.
Pat texted us this morning to let us know that he wasn't going to be in here today, and shit, AJ, anytime you go into I didn't expect him to have the baby so quickly. Sometimes it's a process, sometimes it's not. So yeah, it's crazy, but it's awesome. Glad to hear that they're both, baby and Sam are both happy and healthy.
Yeah, I'm glad for her and for him that it happened because I know people. I don't know what your guys' experience were like. I've talked to people who, okay, they went into labor, the water broke, whatever, and then they go to the hospital and they labor for 16 or 18 hours trying to push the kid out. Obviously, Sam didn't have that situation, so that's a good thing for both of them, I think. Now the real stuff happens, though, right, Ty? I know you have young kids. Tone, you have young kids. Pack, yours are a little bit older now, but when you have that baby, then all of a sudden you're in the hospital. A couple of days later, they say, all right, get the hell out of here. You got to go figure it out and take that kid home and try to take care of it on your own. How was that for you guys?
You get a couple days in there, and you have to wake and feed them every 2 hours. And then, for me, after the first night, I was like, all right, yeah, we'll leave the bed. Let the baby sleep in the room. We'll take care of the baby. Night two, we, as much as we could, sent the baby to the nursery so that the nurses could watch the baby while we slept for a few hours. And then after that, you're on your own. So it's quite a whirlwind. Mine was 3 weeks early, so I was definitely not prepared. I was super hungover, actually, the day that my wife's water broke and we went in. So we started off on a bang, but it's awesome. The whole process is awesome. Everything's awesome.
Actually, mine was a little different. I was in fucking training camp, and Marvin was like, hey, come here. Like, fuck you calling me for? Midday, he's like, go pack your stuff, get ready. I'm like, get ready? Like, you cutting me? Like, no, Tisha's in labor. And at the time, I think she was 22 weeks, which was really early. Yeah. But Trent, everything worked out. Trent stayed in the hospital, I think, for 6 or 7 months. So mine was a little different, but it's always good when you can plan and have it a week early or be prepared, I would say.
Yeah.
For what's going on. It seemed like Sam and Pat was very prepared.
Oh yeah, he's had his go back
really
for
good.
a couple weeks. He's been ready. Yeah. So, it's awesome news.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Don't you think whatever, I know for the guys that actually have kids, and if people are upset we're talking about kids for a few minutes, get over it. Suck a fat one. We're okay. Pat just had a kid. It's a big deal. It's a big deal in the world. We have a new member to our family here, so we are very excited for all of that. But I think no matter what you do to prepare, if you try to take those classes and put little diapers on baby dolls and everything, it doesn't matter. You can't really, until you're there and it's your kid and that thing depends on you for everything. I mean, you just kind of snap into it and you have to figure it out because that's what you are. You're the adult in the room now.
Yeah, I told Pat yesterday, which was kind of fitting because I I mean, maybe he expected it to come, like in the next couple days, but I was still thinking, oh, he's probably got like 2 weeks here.
Yeah.
But like I got a bunch of books and stuff. I think Tony did too, and I didn't read any of them because I was just thinking like, well, if I get like over prepared and then none of the stuff actually shakes out like the way the book is telling you to do it, then I'm gonna just like have a complete meltdown. The only thing I did was like watch like CPR classes and like stuff to do, like if the baby's like choking and like the positions you're supposed to put him in.
Sweep the throat. You got to hook the. You got to sweep the throat, get the food out of the throat.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. Put him in the face down and like the palm of your hand, kind of, and do, some efficient back strikes. But yeah, outside of that. Outside of that, I really don't think there is anything you can do to prepare.
No, they're all different.
You guys would know having multiple kids, like it's probably a little bit easier, like the second time or the third time you have kids. But I don't think there is any way you can prepare for having your first kid.
Nah, I totally agree. But the good thing is when the big kids get older, they can watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, and they like it too, Pac. I don't know about your kids, but my kids love having that responsibility. If we let one of our older two, like, hey, Mom and Dad are going to go to dinner or something right around the corner. You're on. This is you. This is your responsibility. Make sure that your little brothers take a shower and get and lay down or whatever. And they that's when my kids thrive. That's when they behave the best, when they can be in charge and be the boss and yell and kick and do whatever they want to the little brothers while we're not there. Actually,
you have your older kids.
I don't know how you feel.
You have your older kids kick your younger kids.
They don't kick them, but they like to be very stern, and they really thrive in that role of, hey, I'm in charge. You have to listen to me now because Mom and Dad aren't here.
They're just doing like Oklahoma drills in your living room, and then whoever loses, it's like, all right, go hit the showers and get in bed. That's
Axel, line up.
I mean, yeah, you're not that far off. Yeah, they do love to wrestle. They like to roughhouse, but we gotta let them go get dirty, eat a little dirt, eat some food out of the trash, get their immune system up from a young age. You cannot shelter them. You cannot make them grow up into a bubble because they will eventually be exposed to everything, I think.
Yeah, and that's Ohio. I don't know if you should be, pounding the drum, let them eat trash and dirt, but I think I know.
No. I'm just, you know what I'm saying. You got to let them get a little dirty. You can't sit there and protect every single thing they do. People that have multiple kids, they usually say, oh, my first kid, I was so on top of everything. I was a helicopter parent, blah, blah, blah. And then by the time they had their third or fourth, like that kid raised themselves pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
I was the youngest too. So yeah, I probably raised myself a little bit as well, being the youngest of three boys.
Absolutely. Good to know you got all of your parenting advice from Scotty Small's mom in Sandlot too, because that's basically verbatim what she tells him when he first moves to Benny the Jet's neighborhood.
Is her stepdad is
Dennis Leary,
comedian, right? Dennis Leary wouldn't throw with him and was Did he ever come around? Did Dennis Leary ever come around and like enjoy that kid?
No. Yeah, towards the end, when he went to Mr. Myrtle's and got him the entire 1918 Yankees signed baseball to replace the Babe Ruth one, obviously. But I mean, shit, his kid, didn't know how to throw a baseball when he first, got there. That's not a kid you're trying to hang out with if you're a diehard Yankees fan.
AJ, what advice would you have to all the newer fathers out there?
What a good question, Tone. I would say don't listen to unsolicited advice from people that try to give you advice about parenting. And you should definitely be curious and ask people, hey, how do you handle this?
That's
how
what
do you
you're
handle
doing
that?
right now.
You have a lot of people. I am. No, I'm trying to ask you guys what you do. But I'm saying what has worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for other people. But it's like having a kid is like a lot of other things where people want to reach out, even though they mean well, they just like to tell you everything you're doing wrong. And hey, I don't know. No one's doing it right. We're all trying to figure it out. Everybody that's a parent, you're trying to do whatever you can. Try to hug them, tell them you love them, and put them in the best situation possible. That's all you can do.
So how do you tell on that same topic? How do you tell your in-laws to shut the fuck up and stop trying to do too much? Have you run into that problem or no?
I'm very lucky. My in-laws help a lot. We need their help, and they have been helpful. But no, it's all generational too, to where. I don't know. I think people more now, people love to be helicopter parents. Don't let their kids out of their sight and not let them really get into it.
Not in the black community, they do not. I have never had no one call me and say, "Hey, man, I think you should do this." 9 times out of 10 is either come get your fucking child, where are you, or are you bringing them something to eat? But I've never had, hey, buddy. It's a little hard on Junie today. I think you should step it back a little bit. I think that's amazing that you have people that care to tell you, hey, I think you should do this.
Well, they don't I wouldn't say they call and go out of the way, but it's definitely people think they have all the answers. And they definitely do. This is what you should be doing.
And they'll phrase it in the way of a question. They're not going to tell you how to do it. They'll say,
"Oh, do you do let your kid
that
your
way."
kid use an iPad? Your kid has seen knows what an iPad is. Oh, that's interesting.
okay.
Yeah, apparently you're not supposed to like let your kid have screen time until they're 2. My baby sits in front of the TV and watches all the sports. Okay?
Hell yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey. Yeah, there's no right or wrong way. That's the thing. That's the cool thing about parenting. Figure it out. Kids are born also with their personality. I feel like their personality is set when they come out of the womb. Man, you can do whatever you can to try to help them along the way. But like all my 4 kids they're very different in how they react and respond to things. And I didn't do anything for that. It's just how they were from the jump.
Exactly. Look at Dahmer. You know, he came out a murderer.
But he and his dad were like scooping roadkill up and like doing autopsies in the garage.
Oh, that's right.
True.
Well,
True.
that's just science.
So don't do that parenting wise, you're saying.
Probably not. I wouldn't. I don't mean I wouldn't. I'm not saying, like I said before, Con, I'm not giving anybody unsolicited advice.
Sure.
Whatever works for you.
So you don't let your kids in the tunnels underneath your property to see the experiments that you guys are doing?
Yeah, I've never been to Wexy's.
I did make a mistake, honestly. So the house I live in, I built this house, and I did not
With your bare
your
fucking
yourselves?
hands. Don't leave
I didn't-
that out. Don't
My
leave that
father-in-law
out with your
built it.
bare fucking hands.
My father-in-law built it with his bare hands, but at the time,
You're there.
I was in Green Bay, the majority of it. Maybe that's why I didn't do this, but I wanted to put in like multiple underground tunnels, underground bunkers, all of that stuff. I don't have anything. I have none of that right now, and it's too late to go back and do it now.
Sure.
So you don't have like a fallout shelter?
No, I wish I did.
You
Not
sure
like
about
underground. Yeah, I am, man. I've thought about it. I've thought about getting an excavator and going out there and digging my own, or maybe just a shovel. Maybe my kids help me do this.
Use your
but
face.
haven't done it.
Right? Burrow your chin into your backyard.
Bite the dirt.
I might, but hey, guys, we don't have a big show ahead of us today, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Congrats, Pat.
Yeah.
Congrats, Pat.
Congrats, Pat. And Sam.
Come back to it. Dealing with a lot at the hospital right now. That's awesome. So cool that it already happened. I was not prepared for them to have this kid already. I feel like we had, like,
Oh, you know what?
we had another week or two.
You know, one
What's up,
thing
Big?
I forgot to talk about, the 700 nurses that will be in their room in the next 3 days, and they all teach you different stuff and all have different opinions on how to do things. So that's awesome too.
Well,
Yeah, you're right.
the doctor referring to the child instead of by name, just as baby, I think is probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
The best.
Well, do they give you a name? What if don't they write the name on a little board if you have a name for it?
Yeah.
They do. Some doctors will still just refer to your child as
Little
baby.
Yeah. When baby poops, make sure you use insert whatever the hell they say.
Oh, okay. Well, they don't want to get the name wrong, probably.
What are you gonna say, Pat?
When baby poop, you better make sure you have that pacifier that's got the pacifier they give the babies that got like a little taste on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's probably the best advice to give somebody. Because if you give them the regular pacifier, I learned that my baby was crying fucking all night. We tried to go in there and be fancy, give like one of them nice pacifiers instead of taking the green one that got like the taste, I guess, for the baby.
From the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the good ones.
What's
That's
it taste
probably-
like? Like mint or like goo?
Well, I don't know.
I didn't taste
fucking
whiskey,
taste it.
actually.
Wiggy.
yeah.
That's what I figure they have like on the thing, like a car freshener. They don't have that. They don't tell you what kind of flavor you're getting.
No.
No, they don't.
I don't think babies' taste buds are very developed when they just come out.
Really?
I don't think it's like, oh, you want bubble gum or you want strawberry? What do you think?
So it's just good tasting.
Maybe we can bring you one. You taste it finally.
I was gonna say, yeah, I absolutely will.
I'll bring you one.
Yeah, it might take me back. I mean, Nick Cage just said that he remembers when he was a baby. So Nick Cage.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't expect
Wait,
to
he
remember
did?
that.
In his 60 Minutes interview, that was awesome, by the way, in his house in Las Vegas with the weird bird.
Yeah, he was like, I remember sometimes, when I was a little baby, seeing faces in dark rooms, and I might have been inside my mother's stomach still. I don't know, but I
No.
remember that as a child. Yeah, he actually said that.
You know what? I have to believe him. If Nicolas Cage,
Absolutely.
I've watched that dude talk a few times. I've seen him act. Con Air is one of my favorite movies. Not
Obviously.
the favorite, but definitely one of them.
Wicker
I
Man.
believe him. If he says it, I have to believe it, right?
Yeah, of course. What are you talking about? It's an Academy Award-winning actor. I mean, he knows. He sets the limit.
Yeah.
He said that himself.
Yeah, you've seen National Treasure.
Benjamin fucking Gates. Yeah, exactly. He found the treasure on the back of the Declaration of Independence. He's not just some schlub.
I have not seen that movie that he did. Is that any good?
Gotta
you
see
said
it,
that,
AJ.
AJ.
Even Foxy sees
It's one of the greatest films of all time.
Yeah, and
I mean, you have to be. You're sarcastic there, Fox. You can't be real.
No, it's a piece of U.S. history at this point. It is so good. You have to see it.
Yeah, and us telling you have to watch it definitely is going to lead you to watching this movie.
Bingo.
I might cancel the show and actually go watch it. I'm so excited now that you guys told me I have to watch it.
Just wait
Pacman,
until you see the clue on the Resolute desk.
Movie.
Good. I didn't think so.
Nah.
What the hell?
You never know with you guys though, because you guys, how you talk about movies, you never know if you're serious or not. Because you could be gaslighting this thing and you really don't like it.
No. It's unbelievable. So is the second one. They're both just, I mean, honestly, there should be a third one. They're thinking about making it, and for whatever reason, Nick Cage just, I think he knew how good the first two were, and he was like, we can't, desecrate the franchise.
Yeah, and you've heard what I've said about Black Adam. I'm being completely honest with National Treasure. I would put it in my top 10 movies all time. Easy.
Wow. You know somebody who I'm not sure has seen that movie, but we got to see some footage walking into a facility today was Lamar Jackson.
Hell yeah.
You see that?
He looks
How
sweet.
cool did he look? First off, the Ravens facility too looks very nice. Walking in I thought he was walking into a nice house. That's actually their facility they work out in, huh?
Yeah, the facility wasn't the problem. Remember, it's the strength coach that's telling them to do all these fucked up shit and drills when they're already injured. But yeah, look at this hair. I mean, are you kidding me? He looks
Nice
sweet.
chain. I love it. Is he doing a presser today?
I would assume
Yeah,
so,
probably
right?
gotta be. That is
Wow, look
sweet.
at his pants, man. He looks sweet. Yeah, look at that.
Looks like
That's
a
nice.
clubhouse.
That's not the
It
normal.
does.
He's just
That's not the
coming from a
normal
golf
facility.
course.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
It looks like a
right?
golf clubhouse.
Well, doesn't Under Armour, they built that whole situation for him, didn't they, in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that where it's based out of? Under Armour?
Yeah, that's where it
Yeah,
started. Kevin
Baltimore.
Plank played in Maryland and all that stuff. So yeah, it's like they're entrenched in all Under Armour. But I know their GM, Eric DaCosta, there's a cool little video going on. I know we could get it pulled up here shortly probably, but Eric DaCosta, their GM, basically, guys, he admitted, sounds like he's kind of admitting like, yeah, you know what? I didn't do a good enough job getting Lamar enough weapons. I didn't surround him with the talent needed to try to make him reach his potential fast enough, I guess. And I thought it was, I don't know what you guys think of it, but I thought it was pretty cool. And Evie, if he has it, we can pot it on up there. Here we go. Let's see. Is this the video or you just want me to read this situation?
Video.
Got the video.
Let's see it.
About OBJ. And then how's that going to affect, Lamar's a passer. How's he going to play? We want to maximize Lamar's ability. I've probably done a poor job of doing that over the last couple of years in some ways, by not having more receivers around him. And we love the guys we have, but, in terms of building the best possible offense, that's a factor too. So, every situation has residual values associated. Every player that you bring in is different, and they affect things differently. Leadership, ability, community, whatever that might be long term. And we see OBJ as a big part of that whole thing.
Pac, what do you think of this? You like this? You like him coming out and basically admitting like, yeah, I need to do a better job?
Well, he should have came out with this before the contract shit. I think, now you could come out and say this shit now that you have paid him. And
He's probably worried about leverage though, right? You think he's worried about leverage if he said this before?
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, now you come out and say, we got OBJ. You got to worry about how Lamar going to play with OBJ. You need more than OBJ. You're looking at the roster. You got Rashid Batman, Zay Flowers. Like, you need to go get some fucking guys, bro. You got one guy. And if we was go play Baltimore tomorrow, we would double fucking OBJ and let somebody else beat us. And that's what's going on right now. Of course, we know what Lamar can do, man. He's one of the best that's playing right now at that position. But I think this is a get out of jail free card for the fucking GM, just in case they don't win 10 games.
I'm trying to understand the angle because Bateman was a first round pick, Hollywood Brown was a first round pick, Zay Flowers is now a first round pick. They didn't work out. Hollywood got traded. Bateman's been hurt. So it's like they tried, and the guys that they brought in free agency, it was like a 100-year-old Sammy Watkins.
Yep.
And those types.
Marcus Robinson.
Yes, and those types. So, no, he hasn't done, like, maybe he's tried, but they haven't worked out, which does fall on the GM. But that's also him being, like, in a good organization with the Ravens. Because if you're a GM in a shitty organization and you say that, like, you're basically putting yourself on the chopping block, correct?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I guess he's smart. He knows now, like, I guess, Pac, you have it's an interesting view of it. It's like, all right, I'm gonna admit to some possible mistakes I made. leading up to this, but ultimately I figured it out. I got it done. Lamar is here. He's signed. He's in the building.
Yeah, it feels like the veteran aspect of it. Like he hasn't signed any established guys until now. Like Mark Andrews is homegrown, and Odell is kind of the first guy they've signed that isn't like a Sammy Watkins or someone that could be on the back half of their career versus Odell, who, you know, is coming off one of his, you know, best runs with the Rams at the end. But, I mean, you mentioned Zay Flowers, and AJ, you can probably speak to this too. Like, if you are a first-round pick, is the team, no matter what, the guys in the Ravens locker room, are they expecting, like, hey, Zay Flowers is going to be a guy who's going to catch 100 passes, have 1,000 yards, have 8 touchdowns? Like, he's going to have an immediate impact? Because, like, as a Patriots fan, and me and Pacman were talking about this earlier, like, the Patriots secondary is supposed to be very good, but that is completely dependent upon the first-round pick, Christian Gonzalez, coming in and just being a stud right away. Like, is the expectation inside Baltimore, especially for the guys that are on the team, not so much the front office, because he's a first-round pick, so obviously they're expecting Zay Flowers to play well. Like, for the vets or the players in that building, are they like, yeah, we're going to be just fine. We have Odell, and Zay Flowers is definitely going to be a great player?
Well, they definitely hope. They expect him to come in and be a starter from the jump, and I'm sure they're telling him, like, hey, man, like, I don't know if you're looking around, but there's a lot of great opportunity for you out in front of it. Like, there's not a ton. If you look, like Pac said, if someone's playing Baltimore right now, they're probably going to double OBJ and then make other people beat you. And you're going to tell Zay Flowers, hey, bro, you're going to get a lot of balls. You have a chance. You have a great opportunity ahead of you. So you make sure you're doing everything you can, because there's some places where you may be a first-round pick, but there may be some studs in front of you, some vets that you're going to have to split time with or try to work to get in there. Zay Flowers could hit the ground running day one, be a starter in camp. And they're going to look at him like 3 games into the season, say, hey, bro, you're not a rookie anymore.
Yeah,
this is you have a great opportunity in front of you. You need to go out there and make some plays right away, I guess.
If anybody in Zay Flower camp that have a little bit of football sense, this is a great situation for him. With Lamar, if you don't put 8 in the box, you're fucked.
Yep.
If you play Odell and don't put 2 on him, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So Zay is going to get the one-on-ones 90%
especially with Mark
of
Andrews,
the game.
too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You get
Mark
what I'm
Andrews,
saying?
too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can show up, he don't have to be what a Chase was, you know, but he got to be consistent. We need you to catch the ball when you need to catch the ball, and we need you to get open. But it's going to be very interesting to see how defensive teams line up with the additions that they got.
The thing with the Ravens this year too, like you don't know if what the offense is going to be either, because Monken's coming from Georgia.
Right.
Like, is he,
Also, do we know if AP's on the team?
Antonio? I believe he's trying to figure out how to play or pay
Antonio Brown?
Yeah, he's trying to figure out how to pay his guys in the football team that he bought.
Yeah, I would like to. If Antonio wants to come on a program and try to clear things up or let us know exactly what's going on in his whole situation, he can. Don't you think he's welcome on here sometime, guys? Would you welcome him to come explain himself? So what is exactly going on with AB? He owned an arena team. What can you guys let me know exactly what happened?
Yeah, I believe it was just he owned an arena team, and then a couple of the players came out and basically said, like, hey, we haven't been getting paid. And then a couple guys said, like, well, yeah, you kind of, you would have to expect this. And AB basically shot back and, like, called one guy a fatso and said he didn't know, shit about anything.
He was allegedly.
He was allegedly a fatso. We don't know yet. But, I mean, anytime anything happens with AB, like, it seems like bad stuff kind of follows him. So it seemed like this was kind of just.
Is this a Pittsburgh team?
I don't think it was.
No, it was like Vermont.
The team his dad used to play for.
It was New York, right?
But it turns out maybe his dad didn't even play for that team.
Nope, that team was.
How much did he buy him? How much did it cost to buy the team?
I think like $45 and a couple Happy Meals.
The team won the last 2 league championships.
Okay.
Now they've
This
lost
was a
2
dynasty.
coaches.
Now they've lost what?
Have they lost 2 head coaches or just 1?
Well, I think AB's the head coach now.
Yeah, AB's the head coach now. I think. I believe he is.
He should play. Get out there. Go score some touchdowns.
But no, maybe he might be on the Ravens now because he did. That's to the original point. To Zito's original point. He may be on the Ravens now because he did tweet out the picture in the Ravens uniform. I don't know where he would have got that picture from if he wasn't on the Ravens right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, nobody on the internet could put that together, can they?
AI?
I mean, it looks pretty good.
AI did it.
Chat GPT, what is it called?
You got a P in there.
GPT. That thing's doing more and more by the day. Look at this. So it's not photoshopped, is it, huh?
No,
he looks like it.
I zoomed in on the edges. It does not look Photoshopped at all.
So back to your original question though. To Pac and AJ. how do you play Lamar and this team, especially not knowing how they're going to run their offense?
Me personally, I'm packing the box with Lamar and make him beat us.
Make him beat you, throw it down the field.
Make him beat us.
Beat us over the top.
Yeah. I'm not going to let him beat us with his feet. And I'm going to see if Odell can handle the load of carrying the load for a whole season.
I think if you go back to the original quote from Eric DeCosta, if you want to play devil's advocate in defense of him, in years past they maybe could have done something for Odell, for Lamar to get him a top market receiver. But if you look at this year's free agent receiver class, Odell was hurt, but he kind of was the bell of the ball. He was the prized possession. I don't know if they sign Alan Lazard if people are really saying oh, look what you guys are doing for Odell. You know what I mean? It just so. I do think the timing of it is kind of weird, and obviously it's a lot easier saying that when you've got the contract done. But also at this point moving forward, do you think is there any bad blood from Lamar and the Ravens, or is that all just put to rest when he signs that new contract?
I think it is all put to rest. He seemed very happy with his tweets now, walking into whatever facility that was. But, man, once you get that deal done, it's going to be a whole lot of flock. You heard what he said on the IG. It's going to be a whole lot of flocking for the next 5 years. You smell me? So I think he's happy. I don't see no reason why he wouldn't be happy.
Well, and to Ty's point, too, the free agent market is down. It feels like no one's going to let go of a good wide receiver anymore. No. They're either going to get paid or it's going to be a Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams.
Give up a bunch of picks for him.
Yeah, you're going to trade him and you're going to get a lot back. That's why Zay Flowers, if he is good, Lamar just signed a 5-year deal. Zay Flowers on a rookie contract with a 5th-year option because he's a first-round pick. That could be a tandem. And now Baltimore's a destination. It used to not be like that, obviously, because there was all this, where the hell's Lamar going? Now, for 5 years, they have Lamar in free agent, wide receivers. Whether D-Hop gets there, if he ends up being a free agent down the road, that's a spot immediately you would assume that he would want to play. And, really anybody, but who knows how many guys are going to get to free agency now as wide receivers, especially those top-tier guys.
Well, and we always talk about, hey, if you could draft a quarterback, you have that window. He's on his rookie contract to where you could kind of build the team around him. But also now it's almost like that with receivers. If you can draft a receiver and get him in his rookie contract, because these guys get paid so much damn money once they become superstars that you might not be able to hold on to them. So also, you get 1 or 2 young receivers that have a bunch of production early in their career. That gives you a huge benefit, I feel like, but you got to manage that window before you have to start paying all these guys. That's what the whole balance of the NFL is, I guess.
The Bengals is a good example of that with having T. Higgins that's finna be up.
Yeah.
Being the 3rd round, I think it was 2nd or 3rd round pick. He's up. No more tagging, none of that right now. So it's eager to see what they're going to do. Do we have enough money to pay T. Higgins? I pray to God that we do. We got to pay Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Right now.
But I think if you have a
and then Jamar Chase, right?
Well, Jamar Chase too. But if you have a crafty GM, you can keep look what the Eagles just did. They signed Hurts to what now the 2nd biggest money deal in the history of the NFL, and they just keep adding guys. And granted, everyone's saying they crushed the draft, but they lost 1 or 2 big pieces. But outside of that, they're basically bringing back the exact same team they had that went to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, it feels like why wouldn't teams? Our whole thing was either have a really, really good old quarterback who's making money, or have a good rookie quarterback who you can fill around him. But it feels like now, in the last year or so, I don't think it matters at all anymore. The way that they structured Jalen Hurts' contract, I think they're fine for years to come. The way that Mahomes' contract happened, and now I assume once that happens, other GMs. I'm interested to see how they structured Lamar's contract, but with Burrow and with Herbert, why wouldn't you just structure it similar to how they did with Jalen so that it doesn't fucking kill you at all?
I also don't know if it was this way in the past with the way all the new money is going up and up and up, but good GMs now they can almost plan out what the salary cap's going to be in the next few years. I don't remember, and maybe it's just because we didn't really talk about it previously, but they can actually see oh shit, we'll be fine 5 years from now because we know how much money's coming into the league.
Yeah. Do they have these front offices have MIT type dudes, just straight numbers guys coming in there trying to help them project the cap and put all that stuff together?
Yeah, Mike Greenberg down in Tampa.
Boys, I don't know if
Congrats,
I'm going to be the numbers guy in any of these places, but I will tell you what. I'm a fucking pump dad right now.
Let's go.
Hey, AJ, thank you for manning the ship here. Pacman, I wish I was in there to see you. Boys, I miss you. This morning has been bananas. What these women do. Huh?
Crazy.
Nuts.
Well, we were talking about it like through the pregnancy process where like her lungs were getting shoved up into her rib cage and like her bladder was like in a completely different spot than where humans normally have bladders. And then like everything else is just kind of fitting in there for a human to be inside. It's like a little alien growing inside of a human.
Sure.
And like the discomfort that she has had to go through, all these women go through to have baby. It's like, what an experience to get a chance to watch how badass of a woman your wife is. Like that has been then this morning, holy shit, dude. I mean, it is. Hey,
You get woken up. You guys get woken up in the middle of the night
All of a
and go
sudden
in.
you're in it.
So she 2:50 a.m. She her water breaks. So I'm still sleeping, I'm snoozing, and at like 3:27 I get like a tap on the shoulder and I wake up and she goes, I think my water broke. And I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah, we were a couple weeks out here.
Yeah.
So this is she's baby, very healthy, mama, very healthy.
Hell yeah.
But we still had a couple weeks to prepare here. You know what I mean? I still had some things I had to do. Ty literally just yesterday, I heard you lead the show, told me about some videos I need to watch. I haven't watched those yet. I have 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean you'll be fine because now you don't have a choice. It's hey, you're in it, so you know it's
real.
Yeah, exactly.
It's real.
Hey, she's got a lot of hair.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Look at all that hair. Good job, Sam. Congrats.
Yeah, Sam, you kicked ass, dude. She kicked so much ass. So 3:30ish, I'm made aware. 30ish, I'm made aware of the situation. Get up, and what am I gonna do? I don't. What help am I?
Yeah.
Drive.
She's
you
like,
can drive.
I
and
think
not
my
wreck
water
the car.
broke. I think my water broke. I'm like Googling, what does it mean to have your water? Like, I have no.
That I either pissed myself or my water broke.
Yeah.
It's literally, and I'm like, maybe she did. I don't know. The body's
Or
been
you
doing
pissed the
crazy
bed.
things.
I could
developing
have pissed the
another
bed
human.
too.
Yeah, I might have pissed.
True.
You might have been laying in my piss. I mean, I don't know what I was. You know what I mean? So we took a little bit. She ran a couple tests. She changed her underwear to get a different color because, like, the color of the liquid, I guess, for the water break is a big deal.
Yep.
So, like, so we had to figure it all out. This is our first time getting to this stage. We lost 2 babies, in consecutive years. So, like, this is a day that we've been waiting for like 30 months or so. Yeah. And then when the day arrives out of nowhere, 3 a.m., it's like, I should have prepared more. Oh, my God. And then I get our to-go bag, and I pack up the car. And she was just a G, dude. Sam was just an absolute G through this whole thing. There was like 2 moments of full freak out, I think, from her. But other than that, it was like, here we go. We get in here. Her doctor was ready. Her doctor says, all right, here we go. She had a C-section. So, like, watching that, you're not
So
used
you're
to
in. That's
stay
like a
with me.
full operation, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. So they put me out and like she goes into the operating room. I'm sitting outside the operating room and there's a bunch of commotion going in there, and they're all trying to keep it super upbeat and they have to give her a shot and they have to do some other stuff before they get in there. As soon as they open the door, I'm like yelling like, hey, you're a badass. Don't ever forget it. Like just trying to like motivate because I'm like literally sitting in a corner or whatever. So then I go into the room and they sit me down next to her head with there's like a sheet being used right here. And then we're talking 2.5, 3 minutes later that we're wide open right down yonder. And I'm looking at the inside of my wife. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to look down there. And then 5 minutes later, baby pops out, head pops out. And I'm like, just looking. I'm like, I start crying. I start getting like real. I'm like, that's our baby right there. So then Sam's going through some pain here at this point. So now I'm back to coaching, like, hey, we have a baby. You made an angel. You made an absolute angel. And then they take the baby to the side, cries for the first time. And I think that's when Sam, like, He like really, and then Sam got
Good sign.
Yeah, it is a good
First
sign.
set in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really. It's been amazing. She's eaten one time. She's a guzzler. She downs. I mean, she is. We had to get a new. We had to get a new fucking
Nipple.
What is that? A new nipple, because the other nipple just wasn't. You know, we need to down the hatch a little.
You need a heavier flow nipple.
You need quicker, the quicker one. Yeah.
Dog.
So I had to learn how to swaddle today. That was fun. These
That's the
nurses.
worst.
Not easy.
Get a Velcro.
tough.
Get a Velcro on as soon as you get out of that
Yep.
hospital.
Yeah, I think Sam, as this lady was trying to teach me how to do this, Sam was like whispering to me, like, "Hey, we got the cheat code one at the house. Don't worry about it."
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, smart.
Thank you.
Smart.
But
Did you
this
give
has
her a
been
bath?
cool, man. Huh?
Do you clean her? Do you give her a little bath at all yet?
I think it happens later.
That'll be sweet. Yeah, I remember my first one was born, my daughter, and they're like, "Here, do you want to give her a little bath?" And she was so tiny, I was like scared. We have some video of it. My big mangled fingers trying to like wipe her down, and she wasn't really crying, so it was good. Actually, she seemed to like it. Like that's when it set in for me. Like, yeah, here we go. I got a kid.
Did you get Did you get the skin to skin in?
Oh yeah. So as soon as we got back to the room, nurses were there. It's called the golden hour, I guess. Whenever you can, you know, it's like a big deal, I guess, is what people talk about. I don't. Once again, if we had 2 more weeks to do some more research, I would have known that, but I did not know this was the case. So Sam went skin to skin for like a good 15, 20, and that was a cool moment, you know, like watching her entire, like Sam's going to be the best mom of all time. She's an absolute badass. So watching that moment happen was really cool. That was another emotional moment for me, you know. I'm over here just leaking from my face. And then I pop my top off. I put her on my chest. And I'm like trying to look at her, and my neck gets a cramp from trying to look at her while holding her. And it's been amazing. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for showing us so much love. Big thanks to the doctors here at this hospital, the nurses at this hospital, and all of you guys for being awesome. My wife is a fucking G, and now it's a whole new world for us, I guess.
Man, that's awesome. That's so cool. I don't know how. Do you have any idea what your next step is? Like how long you're going to be in the hospital and all that?
So I think it's a few days. We got to do another food's coming here soon. So hey, buckle up, boys.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Buckle up.
Buckle up, boys. We're going to try the new nip here in a couple minutes, and
fast.
I assume Sam will be able to figure it out. But my issue is like at some point Sam's going to fall asleep.
Oh yeah.
You got it.
Showtime.
That's right.
Well, it sounds like from what you said too, the chug has been passed down. I mean, that's great news.
I'm a little bit worried. I mean, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves for when she's like teenager and college and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, she made this little thing dis-a-fucking-peer whenever they put it in front of her. And then we got the binky, and I heard Pacman talking about the flavored binky, and Tish actually told Sam that at the wedding a couple weeks ago. Tish was like, "Hey, this is what you need. You need the flavored one." So we appreciate to the Pack family for that whole thing. But we got the binky like a little bit later. She put that thing in her. This thing's like a movie. It's going like out of her mouth, in her mouth. Like it's like a fucking character out of the. You need to relax. All right, but I think the baby's a guzzler.
Hell yeah.
That's good news. But fully healthy. Mama kicked so much ass. There's a little bit of a recovery, I think, for the C-section or whatever, but she's already fighting through it all.
Wait till you see the color of that first poop too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I have changed a diaper.
Nice. Okay.
I didn't touch it though. The nurse changed it right in front of me.
Nice. Smart.
You got to watch. You got to watch up close.
For the world, what did you name your baby girl, Pat?
I'm gonna let Sam do that one, Pack. You know that ain't that ain't me, Pack. That is not me.
You guys had it though. Did you guys have it all picked out?
Yeah, it was pretty close. You know, we were down there. And a couple different times I thought we had a name, and I said it publicly, and then I was told, like, "What are you doing?" All right, so now is not the time to do that. I'm gonna lay low for a bit. But I wanted to. Oh, she just had a hiccup. It's so cute. Like everything she does, I'm like, this thing's the cutest thing of all time. She'll start sleeping, and then she just makes random noises. Like she's just like. I'm like,
she'll be farting too. They'll fart a lot too when they're young.
A lot of hiccups, a lot of burps.
Speaking of farting. The room we're in, kind of small toilet right there. Okay.
No. Take the pinky ring off. What'd you do?
I went into somebody like there's an empty room down the hall.
Smart.
You thought it was empty. Some dead guy in the corner probably.
No, but
He's not
somebody did
using it.
knock. Somebody
No,
did
what'd you
knock.
say? No, I'm in here.
Somebody, I said, whoa, whoa. That's what I said while I was destroying. I mean, I was absolutely slaughtering that toilet. And I thought there was nobody, like, we're in a pretty good area. And it wasn't planned. So we kind of lucked out here that there was some rooms open for us. Nobody is in our area here. Okay, we're in a good area, isolated.
Nice.
So I figured, all right, I'll go down in this room. I'll take a massive grumpy here so I don't have
Of course.
I don't have to have my baby smelling that in her first couple hours in life. I go in there, all of a sudden I'm log 2, halfway through, and we're talking full bang, 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 bang on the door. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I thought like something happened. Turns out this is where all the employees come and take grumpies.
Nice.
Yeah, so all these toilets kind of get used.
Were they
by the work.
waiting? Were they waiting when you came out?
Actually saw going into another room. So like,
Smart.
I don't know if this room that we're in was used before I got in here, but I do think a lot of the employees are shitting all over this place. And, all right, I got to feed the baby. I got to figure this whole thing out. I think I'll learn how to swaddle before we get out of here in a couple of days, but we shall see. And I appreciate the hell out of everybody for being so kind to us. I obviously appreciate my wife for being a badass, and our baby girl is going to be awesome. And you guys, hell of a show. We've been watching right here bedside, right here.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Really, right here.
it's a show. It's live.
Yeah.
Kid's like, and your baby's like like an hour old, 2 hours old. That's nuts, man.
Yeah, this is good influence for the baby.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's a
Hey,
different
welcome
time.
to the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome, to
Baby
Thunderdome.
McAfee. Well, they all call it baby McAfee when they come in, all the nurses.
So we did the whole don't put our name anywhere.
Smart.
There you go. Like the Kardashians.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah, Kardashians. I heard Dahmer mentioned earlier. I don't think he's putting his name anywhere either.
No,
I didn't bring him up.
No.
I did not bring him up.
No, that was me.
I heard Diggs say that you should use your face to shovel.
That was pretty good.
That was a funny line. Big pop out of the whole room there.
Good.
With use your face. But all right, I appreciate you guys so much, man. Have an incredible program.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sam, congrats. Awesome
congrats.
work.
Congrats, guys.
Congrats, guys.
Congrats.
Killing it. Good job, man. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. dude.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, we appreciate you guys. This is a day we'll remember forever.
Absolutely.
will.
May 4th, 2023. A lot of May the 4th be with you in the congratulatory tweets.
big
Oh,
fan.
yeah.
I've never seen a movie. I don't think Sam has either, but hell yeah, we appreciate that 4th. We do. We appreciate all the 4th that you can send us. Positive 4ths are always good for everything. And
Amen.
I love you all. Appreciate you all. Goodbye.
Congrats,
Awesome.
buddy.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, man. Congrats. That's awesome. I didn't know he'd be able to call in like that. That's amazing, man. Like Sam killed it. Obviously, she's still like C-section's full blown surgery. She's
Oh, yeah.
sitting there
That's
like
nuts.
an hour or two later, sitting there, and she seems to be doing well.
Yeah,
Very
good spirits, joking around and everything. That was awesome. I definitely did not expect that. They're looking incredible.
Took me back for sure.
Absolutely.
You guys gonna pop out some more? Ty and Diggs, you guys on your way?
You bet.
That's the plan.
Oh, Ty's shooting big old loads, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Oh
Ty?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
swimmers.
My nuts
frothy
are
ones.
so heavy right now. I just,
like plum.
Oh my god.
Especially now, ours are getting to the age where like they're actually you can see their personalities and they're like every single day they're just getting better. So yeah, you obviously automatically want another.
but then everyone tells you, it's like, hey, if the first one's awesome and seems perfect, like the second one's probably going to be a little shit. So it kind of like makes you, pop the brakes a little bit. But no, I mean, yeah, why not?
How old do
Sorry,
they?
man.
How old do they? When they get to the age where they can like say things, like not even full sentences, just words.
A year maybe? Is that
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, probably a year.
I think it's same deal though. I think it differs for a lot of, some babies start talking early, some babies start talking really late.
Nick said he didn't talk till he was 5 years old.
That's sweet.
Whoa.
It was
Some
like two
kids
and a half,
breastfeed.
but yeah,
Some kids
sure.
breastfeed till they're like 9.
Yeah,
That's what you did.
Or like 15.
I did not do that, but maybe I should have. Maybe I'd have been like 7 feet tall if I did, huh?
Yeah, kids are like slapping the boob, like, hey, fucking.
Yeah, like
Open it up,
Franzia.
Mom.
Yeah, wake up.
Drop those suckers out, Mom. I'm
Food for the
starving.
week. I was in
Got a
Bahamas one
doubleheader
time.
baseball.
I was in Bahamas one time, and the kid come out the pool, and go straight over there and start sucking the mom's titty. This is no bullshit. And I look at my wife like, this fucking kid is walking around and he's going right here to suck his mom's titty.
How old do you
I
think
don't
he
know
was?
if it's different for.
You say like, "Hey, I got next to."
I looked at her.
I'm
like,
hungry too.
And she was just like, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's proud.
Oh my God.
It's nuts.
You guys ever hear
What
of
do
a
you
wet
do if
nurse?
you see somebody? You can't say shit.
No.
Kid walking around 1 year old, diving in the pool, come back sucking your titty.
It's crazy.
AJ, I've heard
Tell 'em to
of,
grow
I've heard
up.
of one. What is it though? I don't know what it is.
Wet nurse, I don't know if it happens anymore, but back in the day, the mom wouldn't breastfeed, but like somebody else that didn't have a kid somehow produced breast milk would feed their kid.
Oh, Mitt had one of those.
That's right.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he had a
Yeah,
milkmaid.
Venezuela.
Yep.
Okay. How do you, if you don't have a kid, how do you produce milk?
I think they had a kid at one time and they just never stopped breastfeeding it.
Yeah.
Because I saw people who can donate their breast milk and that's what they do. They just never
I've
stop.
seen that.
Just constantly pump.
Direct that
So people
question
donate
to
you-
cows, Hawk.
To cows. What do you mean?
They don't have kids. They keep, chugging milk.
Yeah, I guess that's true, Con, man. That's a good point.
It's nature,
Versus nurture.
Yeah, it's just whatever, nature calls for.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think that's exactly how it works. I mean, I would know. I have the most kids in this room, so.
Con, man, do you think you'll have kids someday?
I don't know. I need to grow up a lot.
No, you don't. You're fine. You could have a kid right now. You look how many people.
Absolutely not, Hawk.
So many people have kids.
Absolutely not.
I think you're mature enough.
I think at some point I'll get there. 5, 10, 15 years down the road, I'll get there
Think
at some
about
point.
Con, it'd be so fun. You could sit there, give your little kid a pair of binocs. You could sit out there and watch all the homeless people out your window from your apartment. Talk about,
Sure.
hey, can you imagine a little Con Jr. if we went down there? We would just mop up all those people.
That would be easy, but I still enjoy things like, playing video games and not having to listen to anybody. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just kind
Hey,
of
good
doing
for
your
you.
own thing. I live on my own time at the moment, and it's very nice. But yeah, 5, 10, 15 years. I got some time still, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I respect that. You know who's feeling their voice right now? Trevor Lawrence, guys. I know it's a great pivot.
Oh, yeah.
But Trevor Lawrence, why? Okay. He's pissed off at what, Kyle Brandt? Is that who he's mad about?
I think
Because
Good
it
Morning
feels like-
Football as a whole, not
Right.
even specifically Kyle Brandt, because he was on the video, but I think it's everyone in there.
Do we have a video of this?
We can pull it up.
Yeah, we could pull
No,
it
you
up.
don't need to. But what happened? There's 7 tiers of AFC QBs, and Trevor Lawrence is not high enough on this list, or what is it?
Definitely not. He is 6th on the list. You can fill in the rest on the top. but
Sixth
he's-
quarterback, or?
No, he's 6th tier with Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, and Kenny Pickett. And obviously,
What's the top tier?
I think it's Rodgers or Mahomes.
Wait, there's 6 tiers, and Trevor Lawrence on the 6th tier?
7 tiers, and yeah, he's
Seven?
on this, and he's the 6th. Yeah, there it is.
All right,
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, was it Mahomes?
Tua, he's
Allen?
down there with Tua.
Yeah, Mac and Pickett. The top
Kenny's criminally low.
The top 2. I mean, Rodgers is on the 3rd tier, it looks
that
like.
Burrow?
Yeah.
Burrow and Josh Allen.
Okay, well,
as the
Rodgers has
second.
never won a game in the AFC, so
That's a good point.
weird.
Yeah, Lamar,
I mean,
Herbert, Raj.
Russell
Rodgers
Wilson's in the
behind
Russell
Lawrence.
Wilson's in the 4th tier. Is
He's
that
in
what
tier
I'm?
4.
Yeah, rushing it.
That guy's never
Russell
won a game in the AFC either, and he's been there for a year.
And Deshaun. They put Jimmy G at 5. Also, he's only won a couple.
Oh
games.
yeah, he should be mad about this.
Definitely.
He should definitely fucking be mad.
I
He
like that
should
he's
leave-
actually saying something on Twitter, though, don't you think? At least he's
Oh, yeah.
like, of course he's quietly pissed, but I'm glad that he's at least like, because Trevor Lawrence to us seems like, at least to me, like just such a good dude, quiet guy, goes about his business. I think he should step out there and make his opinion known sometime.
Ever since he went to that fucking Waffle House, he's been a different man, and I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, just like, everyone just acts like it never happened. But, like, can you imagine if Doug Peterson would have been his head coach his rookie year? And then after last year, like, he probably, I mean.
Remember what happened?
Yeah, you remember. You're a guy.
Remember AJ?
What happened? What do you mean? His rookie year? What happened?
When you were on the boat with that guy, that same guy who became the head coach?
Stinky Fingies, allegedly.
Not many people know about that boat interview he did.
People
You're right.
don't forget.
Urban Meyer was his head coach his first year, and Urban did not. Urban made it what, 10 weeks? How long?
12 maybe? I forget, honestly. They rallied behind.
He made it past the bye week, barely.
Yeah. Because they beat
Yeah, it was
the
a
Bills.
tough start for him.
Beat the Bills, beat the Dolphins in London.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Who the fuck made this list?
It said Kyle Brandt's AFC quarterbacks on there.
Yeah.
So did he just want to get people talking? Is that what that's what it feels like?
Yeah.
I think? Or maybe he believes it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I
You
never
can't
know
believe
with
that
lists
shit,
like
because
this.
shit, Trevor Lawrence threw for 4,100 yards, 8 interceptions.
That's pretty good.
Fucking your
Russell
boy
Wilson?
from Russell Wilson, he might had fucking 1,000 yards this year.
Yeah, I think it might have to do with the first playoff game. I think he's probably looking at. I mean, granted, I do not, agree with him whatsoever. But as far as like justifying it or playing devil's advocate, like Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks in the first round, and then the Chargers just kind of blew it. But I think Trevor Lawrence is unbelievable. Especially we're just talking about free agent wide receivers. He wasn't a free agent, but Calvin Ridley is probably the best receiver being added to any team.
Will you pop that up real quick? Because I feel like personally I'd rather have Trevor Lawrence than Russell Wilson. I know he was in tier 4
for sure.
Yeah.
Deshaun was the other one.
Yeah, I'd definitely rather have him than Jimmy G.
Yeah,
Definitely
for sure.
been Jimmy G.
Yeah, I mean probably what 4th, probably be up there.
That would be fair.
Rodgers, Herbert, and
I would put him in tier 4 instead of Russ.
Yeah,
the way you move Russ down to 6,
7.
I mean, Herbert doesn't have. The guy's got a playoff win. Herbert doesn't. You could argue that he should be in tier 3 too.
True.
I mean, until Russ proves to us that he is somewhat of the Russ of old. Yeah, I don't know how you put it. Russ in is he 3 or 4?
But there was
He's in 4.
You could kind of tell like the year before, like his last year in Seattle, like it was starting to not be great. Now a lot of people are blaming it on the O-line and stuff like that, but.
I mean, they were trying to get rid of him because everyone knew his last year in Seattle would be his last year in Seattle. They were trying to get rid of him in the offseason prior.
But, he did wear his jersey to training camp.
Which was cool.
That was awesome.
It was good marketing.
Which is sweet.
Got that sweet truck.
Yeah, I do assume also that Sean Payton is going to make him levels better.
You would think so.
Yeah, like I don't see
levels better. How much better though? How much better can he make him? Is my question.
Maybe
like
one tier better.
3 better,
Yeah.
tier 3 better,
2 tiers better, perhaps.
I mean, it's a very their division.
Game ain't played on paper.
Well
Amen,
said.
Amen, brother. That's what Trevor Lawrence is saying.
Me and Trev Lawrence, right? I mean, also Trevor Lawrence has made the Jags relevant again. Like people legit take them seriously. Like they are a team, and they will be for the foreseeable future. So
I don't know if we're taking the Jags that serious yet, AJ. They
more than we have though, Pat. More than we have.
Ass fucking conference.
Well, we think they're going to win their division.
They are the best team in their division by a wide margin
for the next 5 years.
You think?
I don't agree.
Who's the
Who
better
do you think?
team?
Right now on paper, I think that the Texans are a better team.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
say it.
I do. I'm not sold into the Trevor Lawrence thing. Yeah, should he be up on the list? Yeah, he should be. But like, I wouldn't say they just solely gonna win the fucking division.
Who's Stroud throwing it to?
They drafted
Tank Dell
and Xavier Hutchinson, 2 fucking stud wide receivers. But yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah,
Nico, what's his name?
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins, sure.
Who is
John
on it?
Mechie's back.
They picked up Dalton
Schultz. There you go.
Dalton Schultz. Yeah, sure.
Connor, none of these receivers in that division, like, who is the number one in that division? Like,
I mean,
just a dog.
Christian Kirk had 1,000 yards. Calvin Ridley last time he played had 1,400 yards.
Last time, Cal really ain't fucking played in what?
True.
A year.
He was
He
bad
got
last
suspended all
year. All right,
last year.
so we don't know how he's gonna.
But he's proven in the NFL. I mean, he's more proven in the NFL than any other guy. Same with Christian Kirk.
I'm just saying that conference have no really standout guys.
Division stinks, yeah.
Yeah. It's the worst division in football.
So we dropped Trevor Lawrence.
But don't you think he's the best quarterback in that division by far? I mean, you got 2 rookies.
Yeah.
You got Tannehill, who yesterday.
We're not even putting him in the conversation. Not even.
Should we drop Trevor Lawrence a tier though because he said it's not decided on paper? That was clearly not on paper. That was clearly on
Touchscreen.
TV.
Yeah.
digital. Yeah, digital.
Yeah, kind of drop a few IQ points for sure.
Yeah.
Whatever his cognitive score is.
That's
probably.
two.
Yeah.
What's the C2 score?
Yep.
Yeah, C2 score definitely goes down at least 5 points.
So does by the way, so since the
Can't wait for this.
Since the Texans took CJ Stroud number 2 overall, does that mean that no one gives a fuck about the S2?
That's a good question. That guy did
The
come
Houston
on
Texans
here.
don't.
Well, that guy came on here and said that wasn't the correct score that was released.
True, but then Stroud
and-
said, I'm not a fucking test taker.
But he also said that, we had a guy take it after a 12-hour workday who was tired, who didn't want to do it, had to do it at a hotel. He didn't name the guy's name, but it was clearly C.J. Stroud he was talking about.
And it was on paper. Paper don't work no more. Did you hear that from Staples?
What happened to Staples?
Yeah, paper don't work no more.
Yeah, Staples went out of business.
Damn near went belly up. Yeah.
Fucking Thunder Mifflin fucking ran
They
out of
closed?
business. Yeah.
You can still find Staples here and there.
And Bed Bath & Beyond went under too, didn't it?
Yeah,
they're
it-
dead.
Which is surprising. I mean, where are you going to get your fucking home goods?
I bought 10 pillows the other day.
At Bed Bath &
For
Beyond?
a
Yeah.
buck each.
Yeah,
Big
they were
discount.
really cheap.
Yeah,
they still have like blenders and stuff.
I didn't even check. I went right to the pillow aisle.
Straight
I love
pillows.
pillows.
Yep.
Amen, brother.
Wait, how many
Congrats, dude.
pillows do you have on your bed?
Oh, you don't want to know.
That's too
18.
many pillows.
I have a good 10 to 12 pillows.
Do you throw them on the floor before you sleep, or?
I just put them around myself, get a little comfy.
Yeah, Zeke sleeps on pillows. He's got his bed, and then he has all his pillows.
Really?
It's like a double-decker bus.
Hell
Do you
yeah.
put a sheet over top of your pillows so they stay in place?
That's when we do a fort.
Hell yeah.
I can see Zeke building a fort for bed every single night.
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
The secret.
I mean,
put
what,
a fan
if you
in
bought
there.
10 pillows, a fan.
A fan, Zeke.
Cool that shit down.
Underneath a
fan.
sheet, or?
No, in the
Hell
fort.
yeah.
Yeah.
How big is this fort, Zeke?
20 pillows big.
Yeah, how
Zeke
big's your house?
Zeke actually bought Shaq's bed. You remember the one that was like
The circle one.
Yeah, it's 10, 15 feet wide and 12 feet deep. So.
Huge Superman
Yep.
logo in the
Chris
middle.
Angel should have levitated Shaq over his house in that bed
That would have been awesome.
That would have
That's
been a
sweet.
game changer.
without legs.
Well, guys, we're going to take a quick 5. I'm just letting you know, but we do have a great show coming up. Second hour, we got General Bobby Carpenter coming up.
What?
In the next hour.
Big
The
Bobby.
final hour, the third hour, we'll have Dana White of the UFC ahead of UFC
Does he know about the big surprise?
288 going on. I don't know about the big surprise. Is there something
I don't
you know
either.
about?
Let's just say there might
Smack.
be some sort of American hero potentially here today.
Oh.
What?
Escape hero?
Potentially.
Maybe.
What?
Or maybe he'll show up right
no.
behind you and put you in a sleeper hold.
See ya.
Oh no!
With a
now,
bunch-
now I'm worried. I got to relock my door.
Pull
I got
needles
someone
out of your
walking in.
butt.
Yeah,
Locking your door's
from
not going to do
Columbus.
anything, pal. You think
Michael Malone, the American Escape Hero, can't jingle your lock?
Michael
Griffin.
Griffin.
See how you got out of that?
Michael
Nah,
Griffin.
Michael Malone.
Jesus.
Well, so guys, we're gonna take a quick 5. We'll take some calls too on the 5-hour energy phone lines. Eventually, congrats again to Pat and Sam.
Hell
for
yeah.
having their
Hell yeah.
baby this morning, calling in here, doing well, looking great. I mean,
yeah.
just absolutely killing it with their first kid. So everyone, stick around. We'll be back. Take 5.
Take 5. Take 5.
Hey, that ain't gonna help. Miz, that ain't gonna help. That's gonna do nothing.
He was a 3-sport athlete at Plum High School, where his volleyball team was in the mix for a Section 3 title. Making his Lake Tahoe debut for the brand, Pat McAfee. Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, baby.
AJ Hawk.
How baby, AJ?
Yeah, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good job.
AJ,
You got one of these? Got about 12 of these.
That's not real.
Good line here. Good line here. Buy some drinks.
Great putt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants
You all sorry about it. Hey, let's go.
go. Get in. Get in.
Come on.
Here we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Our American Century Championship coverage rolls on here from the back deck of Edgewood Tahoe. How about Pat McAfee stopping by, man?
He's the new head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. Yep. Obviously, one of the magic minds behind the Philadelphia Eagles' incredible run and offense last year, Coach Shane Steichen. Yeah! Coach, how are you, pal?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Now that you're getting a chance to kind of shape a team for the first time in your complete vision, is there a way you're asking questions of people? Is there something you're looking for a player?
I just want guys that love ball, guys that are just football guys. I mean, those guys that are really love the game of football, you know, those are the guys that have a lot of success in this league. And high character guys, the guys that I've been around, been fortunate enough to been around. One, they're really talented players, but really good people and do it the right way. Those guys that stick around for 10 plus years, they all kind of have that trait in common. If we can find that as coaches and as scouts and get those guys in our building, I think you got a chance to have a really good team.
You love ball, normally do more work because you're enjoying it. If you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. Well, that also accounts for like extra reps, extra jugs machine, extra recovery, extra rehab. It's like that one thing helps out so much other shit if they love the game.
Yeah, there's no question. I will say that's one of the questions I do ask all these players. I want to know their weekly process. I want to know these college guys, their Sunday, they play on a Saturday. I want to know their Sunday through Friday, what they do to prepare to get ready. From every detail, when they come in the building, when they leave, how they watch tape, how they break it down, when they work out.
You can tell from that answer, I think, quickly, right, whether or not they love what they're doing.
Some guys are a little more detailed than others. Is it the end-all, be-all to what I think about a guy? No, I think it plays a part into how much they love football.
Guys that play a long time all watch film. That's what I've learned.
When I got hired, you know, guys heard me say this, my philosophy is, you know, we're going to throw to score points and run to win. That's part of it, but again, the flow of the game is going to dictate that. You could still be explosive running the football. You can create those explosive plays. The flow of the game will dictate how the game is called and how we're playing.
Throw to score points, run to win. You got bars, bro. What has it been like knowing that this is your first year going into a draft and there's a lot that is kind of on the line at the most crucial position on the entire team?
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of conversations. They're still ongoing. You know, we're 6 days away from this thing, and, you know, people always ask, like, who you guys taking? Well, we'll find out when the draft comes. You know, there's going to be a lot of moving parts that happen in that draft, but we're just trying to find the best players that are going to give us the best chance to win. That's it. People say, what type of quarterback you want? I want the guy that's going to give us the best chance to win.
How do you find that out? Is it workouts? Is it questions? What about this S2 thing? Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I've heard a lot about different tests, different things. You know, we take everything into account, not tests, but obviously who the person is, what he's like, personality, his traits, how he is around the building with his players. And obviously the tape speaks for itself, you know, on a lot of these guys. And a lot of these guys have talent that they can play really good football. So it'll be interesting come Thursday.
Let's go. Hey, why? Let's go.
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. I am AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat because he just had a beautiful little baby girl this morning with his wife, Sam. They are absolutely dominating that process.
Congrats!
Did I overstep it? Did we get it?
We got it done.
Don't
even worry. Don't even worry.
Okay, good. It's hard sometimes with that delay. I get worried about that. But yes, I'm AJ Hawk sitting in. We have Pacman Jones here, obviously. Thank you for being here, Pacman. Appreciate you. We're kind of bringing this whole thing together. Obviously, we have the Toxic Table, Ty, Con Man, Diggs is over there, all the boys behind the glass. We appreciate you. Well, Bobby Carpenter coming up here during this hour. Next hour, we will have Dana White coming up. It's always interesting speaking with Dana ahead of UFC 288. But, guys, during the break, I saw a little tweet from, was it Dylan Brooks' agent? Someone's pissed off with one of our, Shams is an absolute friend of the program, comes on the show all the time. And right here, Mike George. So this is the agent for Dylan Brooks, correct?
Yes, correct. That is the report.
So he tweets, the leader, Shams Charania, is the leader of spreading false news and attacking players. Why any player in the league talks to this guy blows my mind. This is the weirdest part. Hashtag weirdo. I don't know about hashtag weirdo. That part right there Shams might take he might take a little bit of offense to that, but what's this about? So are people saying Shams just made this up? What's going on?
Allegedly they're saying that Shams, the under any circumstances portion of the Grizzlies conversation is complete bullshit. Now, he didn't say that the Grizzlies and Dylan Brooks were done, I think is the important part here. I believe that is still true, but the under any circumstances part, which is what a lot of people were like, Jesus, the Grizzlies really kind of told Dylan Brooks to go fuck himself, is what he is kind of refuting. And you said Shams, friend of the program, he is an AT&T guy, and I'm Verizon through, so I don't know, maybe that's why.
Connor was super mouthy with him yesterday.
I was pissed off about that, and maybe that's why Dylan Brooks' agent says weirdo, because he's using AT&T and not Verizon, because that's a weirdo move. But I don't know. I still think Shams isn't just, he's not just shooting bullshit stories. I don't think that the story
seem like that type of guy.
He just isn't. He is an absolute dog when it comes to being an insider. I mean, he was breaking news about the NFL draft, but it does seem
this is not worth Shams' time at all either.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
why is it worth the agent time? Shouldn't he be worrying about Mr. Brooks talking about
get him on a team?
You know what this is. This is a fire with fire situation. Right. This is where the report came out, and it was most likely someone in the Grizzlies organization who said that to Shams, and he put it out. And the only way to make his client not look like an asshole is to say that it's not true. And call Shams a hashtag weirdo, which I am probably going to use. AJ is probably going to use. It's not the last time you're going to hear
that Mike guy's a clown.
Hashtag weirdo, I can tell you that.
Yeah, we're going to have to ask Shams, too. Like, hey, are you a weirdo?
Yeah.
Hashtag weirdo.
People are saying you're a hashtag weirdo. Thank you.
Also,
he does eat something with a fork.
Yeah, he ate oatmeal with a fork, which is kind of a weirdo move.
And cereal, but who cares? And he loves lunch more than anyone ever.
Loves lunch more than anyone ever.
Love lunch.
He won't do it, but this is a perfect opportunity for Shams to fire back, strike back hard and fierce, and really put an end to this thing. But I think we all know that.
How can he though? How can he? He's not going to give up his source.
Why would he need to give up his source? Just be like, you know what? You're a shitty agent, and this guy sucks. How's that for a hashtag weirdo?
Good luck signing with anybody, bitch. Like, if he dropped one of those, could you imagine?
Hashtag
Shams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag
Shams,
bitch.
You think he's going to do that when he was scared to say the S word?
Well, it'd be a prototypical heel turn out of Shams.
Yeah.
Him off camera, he does that shit all the time.
Yeah, and Shams might just be fed up with it. Shams might be like, okay, you know what?
He don't
call
seem
me
like
plenty
that
of
type
things.
Guy.
No, but he could
No
say, hey,
way.
you know what? You can call me an idiot. You can say that I'm full of shit. Weirdo crosses the line, motherfucker. I am coming at you with everything I've fucking got.
Hashtag bitch.
I really hope this happens, guys.
That's
I hope
not
this little
gonna happen,
brainstorm
AJ.
happens.
Shams is so nice, man. That's not gonna happen.
I don't know. Weirdo would send me over the edge. You can call me damn near everything, but weirdo is kind of where I.
We should get an AI to hack fucking Shams' phone and put out this tweet.
Shams is an
phone
AI.
it's unhackable.
Call the AI.
Yeah, call AI.
No, you got the number, boss.
Call him.
All right.
You got the number, con man?
I'll
You know
text
AI?
AI. I'll text AI.
Got AI's
right
number?
now.
Yep.
I got AI's number. I'll text him right now and see if this is
Allen
bullshit.
Iverson?
No, Al.
No.
I don't know what's a him. There's probably not a gender to AI, is there?
No,
It could be, it could be
101010.
Yeah, I will
know?
not assume, of course, because I'm not a fucking uncultured swine.
Oh, it's
but
non-binary.
True, that would be binary. No,
I don't know. Jarvis kind of seemed to have a
Who?
Hey, Pepper
Jarvis
Potts.
from Iron Man.
Jarvis from Iron Man.
Jarvis was built that way, though.
Go on, Tony.
Jarvis, Hot Rod Red. Yeah.
Foxy, born that way, asshole.
Yep. Well said.
Sure.
Also, I don't think it matters because I don't know how everyone else in the league, but it seems like the last few weeks, everyone has basically been saying, like, hey, Dylan Brooks is a fucking clown. Like, no one likes or respects this guy unless you're maybe on his team. But even
Do they like him?
Yeah.
Remember that, Ty? We asked that. We asked that a week or two ago. Like, do the other players on his team
I
like
haven't
him?
seen
Is he
one
of those-
teammate say anything about him.
We know Ja don't. We know that for a fact.
Which
But
is a
nobody
problem.
have came out and said anything like, "Hey man, Dylan Brooks is a great fucking teammate, regardless of what it seemed like." Boom, not one fucking person.
Yeah, no one has said that, but also like you do wonder like for Shams, like if this was a different guy who a lot of guys do respect, and then an agent saying something like this, and then other players who maybe do talk to Shams or like their representation who do, they might take a second and be like, well, is Shams a hashtag weirdo? Do I need to stop talking to this guy? So yeah, that's why I think Shams needs to fight fire with fire here.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. Just put an end to this thing.
I agree. But we talked about it when this came out. We're like, man, isn't that weird to say under any circumstances will not be back? Like the team has no reason to say that. They can just say, hey man, like you can go explore your options because right here it's just not a good fit right now. You could say that, but to say under any circumstances,
But the
weird.
basketball is way different, AJ. Like the superstar on the team, if he say, "Hey, look, this guy right here, I don't want his ass on the team, or I'm gonna ask for a trade, or whatever it may be," you can pull that in basketball. We can't do that shit in football.
You're right. It's all the stars. They market it's the stars. Like you're right. I always wondered that. Like, how do they even coach some of these guys? Because the players are so powerful. The superstars, they run the league, which is what they should. But yeah, like they have so much power. And they realize that's why we've seen the NBA change so much recently, because like, hey man, I'm good. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm good enough to say that. I'm going somewhere else, basically.
Yeah, the teammates not doing it is a massive deal, but I don't think anyone thinks that Dylan Brooks should, like, there's a lot of talk, and granted there are jokes, but people are saying like Dylan Brooks is going to play for the Shanghai Sharks over in China. Like that's not the case. He's going to be on another NBA team, but like any thoughts of the extension that he was pitched earlier in the year that they turned down, which I think was like 4 years, $80 million. Like these last 3 weeks feel like have
should have said yes.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of ruined him.
He can get paid somewhere though.
He will.
He'll
for
get
sure.
paid somewhere.
Will he?
Yeah.
Will he get that though? Will he get that kind of contract somewhere else?
I don't know. For 80.
What kind of player is he? I don't honestly. He came up on my radar later than most people. Is he normally a scorer? What's he normally do?
No, he's a
defensive guy.
He's like
Smaller,
a Burfict.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what though.
But Burfict was a superstar.
Vontaze will make 20 tackles though.
Yeah,
Vontaze will make. He has a lot of production.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy is going to make a lot of production on the defense side of the ball. Now, if you ask him to score 12 or more points, that's not what he's there for.
Well, the thing with Dylan Brooks too, it feels like he was leaning into being the heel, right? Like he said, "I poke bears," which I don't know if anybody.
Then he stopped. Then he didn't talk to the media afterwards. Though that's what I struggle with that, because you talk and talk and talk. And then when you duck the media, not once, but a couple of times, I understand wanting to duck the media. I understand you don't want to do it. But when you kind of put yourself out there, I feel like you kind of have to answer those questions.
And Braun never scored 40. Like, realistically, he could have got back on there like, what? Still haven't scored 40 on me, bitch. I mean, I said I poke bears, and I only respect until they score 40.
Maybe he was worried he was going to fight the media. Like, AJ, wasn't that you in the corner of the locker room the one time when you were sitting down with your towel on and you tried fighting that reporter potentially?
Oh, yeah, and then after that sack, he flipped off all the media members.
Yep.
That's who he was telling to go fuck themselves.
Well, no, but Pacman, I think, I don't know if you remember this, Pac. You were
smile on Pac's face.
Pac was getting interviewed after an away game somewhere. The year I was in the Bengals. It was my favorite.
Interview.
And for some reason, they did a live interview in the locker room with Pac shortly after the game. And in the background, I think Andrew Whitworth, his little cakes were on air. They got his butt cheeks on camera, and guys were changing stuff. And I'm like, how do you go live from the locker room? I remember Whit was pissed, I think. And you remember that, Pac?
Yeah, I do.
Did you know at the moment that there was naked dudes behind you on camera?
I didn't know at the moment, but it was like that. And they actually aired the shit on TV.
Yeah, that's wild.
Which cheeks were on fucking TV?
I think Whitworth was, and I talked to Eifert. Came out. I remember talking to Eifert afterwards. Eifert's like, "Man, if I would have known that, I would have put a towel up top and walked just dong out all over the place on that thing."
Well, was that the week before or after you did the sit and gum trick to all the reporters when they were at your locker? I can't remember.
To the reporters, can you imagine? You get put in jail if you did that.
Back then, probably not.
No, because you were just doing locker room stuff in the locker room. They just happened to be in there.
Is that how it works?
I think
I'm
so.
good then.
Locker room prank.
That's what I thought.
Did you explain what the bubblegum trick is, Ty, to someone that might not know?
Yeah, classic sit and gum trick is where you just kind of like maybe after you've taken a shower, so your nutsack has a little more elasticity because of the
Hanging
hot
a
water.
little bit.
Yeah, exactly, hanging a tiny bit. And you go down, and right when you sit down, go, oh shit, satin gum, and then you kind of just pinch a piece of your nutsack and stick it to your leg and bring it out like you sat in a big pile of Bubblicious or something.
Yeah, kind of like when Johnny Knoxville did the bad grandpa bit, and he had one of his nuts hanging out of his shorts.
Exactly.
It's similar to that.
AJ and I were actually talking about this last week, and he's like, Ty always says that, but he's wrong. I was more of a bat wing guy.
Oh, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to know what that one is.
Same thing, testicles, and you just fucking pull it as wide as you can. It looks like a bat wing. Okay?
See, when we were out at the Super Bowl, AJ told me he was
I don't know what that is.
He told me he was a big goat guy. He said, I always do the goat. That's how I get
goat
people.
cheeseburger. AJ,
You guys are sick. I don't know what any of these
What the
are.
hell is cheeseburger?
What the hell's going on right now?
You've never
What are
seen
you
a
guys
cheeseburger?
doing?
Man, your guys in locker rooms didn't live.
What the hell is the goat?
I have
Tell you
no
what, our
clue.
locker room did not do though. What those pictures that you sent me yesterday of Oktoberfest, what they were doing.
Should we call Bobby and ask him?
Somebody did send me pictures. I actually haven't clicked on the videos to see you guys doing coke off the other dude's dongs. Is that what it is in the videos you sent me?
Apparently, people do fake cocaine in Oktoberfest. I did not know this until after
Why?
the show yesterday.
Why?
Because how can you tell if it's real or fake? So then everybody's doing blow, and you don't know which ones are actually doing blow.
Yeah, there's some kind of like fake cocaine that's legal that people are like going crazy for over there, and I think that is part of the reason. Is like, hey, this is the legal stuff. You can't now. Granted, I'm sniffing it off this guy's dong, so maybe indecent exposure, but you can't get me for doing coke because it's the legal stuff.
But is it illegal to be snorting even a legal substance off the shaft of another person?
At Oktoberfest,
you tell me.
I think anything goes at Oktoberfest.
You tell me, God. That's good.
I mean, you're gonna be at the Derby this weekend, so you tell me.
Yeah.
I told you I'll have my eyes peeled. If I see that, I'll snap a few pics and send them right to you guys.
Please do.
How many cigars are you taking?
Oh, I got multiple bags, 2 or 3 Ziplocs full. I had to get, that's kind of that's what I bring to the table. Cigars for everybody. I want to make sure I have enough for myself.
Are you wearing a full white suit?
No.
Will there be a
I'm
point
not.
where you take the kids to the Kentucky Derby, or does this feel like kind of a you and Lady Hawk thing going forward?
No, this is just a dude's thing right now for this one.
Really?
A couple years ago,
night out.
it was a girl's thing. But yeah, this one is just dudes right now. No, I don't know if my kids will ever make it to the Derby.
Do you know what you're going to say to like Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson? Because you said you were nervous to meet them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going. Are they going to be there? I don't know.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
I assume
so.
New best friend.
Come on.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly if they are. I don't know if I'm going to be around them. I would love to meet
Mangold
those
gonna be
dudes.
there?
Big fan.
And that's not what you said.
Nick was just in Germany with all of his kids, man. That's a hell of a flight to take your kids on.
Yeah, you said, but you just said you can't wait to meet them. I mean, the other day you were pretty pissed that Sauce was going to the Knicks game with Rodgers. And you didn't get
Oh, I
the
see what
invite.
you're trying to do. Yeah, come on, Aaron. Why can't I would have flown in and gone to the game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
bingo. It's exactly what you said.
You wear
Do they just keep those seats open for him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, who would have used them if Aaron and Sauce didn't use those two next to Turtle?
Billy Gardell.
Yep, probably.
You're right. That's true.
Woody Allen.
Woody. Yep.
Woody Allen.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yep.
Jared likes the Mets.
He does like the Mets.
Yeah, that was a basketball game.
Yeah, Knicks play basketball.
Yeah, no, I don't think Jared's a Knicks guy though.
What?
To be honest, in all the episodes, I don't know if he did. I think you might be right.
I am. I've only seen a few episodes of Seinfeld, but I just hear him talking about the Mets. I don't think he likes basketball.
Leno might
too
have been
much.
there. Jay.
No, Leno was.
He's handing donuts.
Yeah, he was handing
people
donuts to the writers that were picketing.
So
Where were they
this
picketing
writer's
at?
strike
Florida, I
means
think.
so there's shows that were in production. I'm not talking like late night shows. Let's say there was a show that they're filming in production. Do those all shut down right now?
I believe so, yes.
Some of them that have the scripts finished, like Game of Thrones, they are continuing to film and finish the season. 'cause
Wait,
the
Game of
script
Thrones is
up.
still going on?
Yeah, that new
House of the
Targaryen.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Remember?
Z, will you let me know when old Bob's potted up?
We have him on right now.
Oh, okay. Here we go, guys. Obviously, we've all been waiting for this. Friend of the program, friend of the show, my buddy for many, many years. Please welcome Mr. Bobby Carpenter. Yeah! Here we go in 4K. What's up, Bob? How you doing?
Oh, geez, I don't know why the reception's so bad here, man. I apologize, but hopefully you guys are doing good. I mean, how's the writing going for the show?
We got to call him.
Well, it sounds like we might have to drop you and
it
call
just
you
got
right back.
bad. I'll call him back.
Was he boozed
Yeah,
up,
it
or
just
is the reception just bad?
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
That's what I mean. That was my next question, Bob. I was going to say, I don't know what's going on.
Well,
It's Thursday, right? Feels like Friday.
Yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah, you said Friday, but that's fine.
No, I said feels like Friday.
No, start of the show,
Start
though,
of the
you
show.
said it was Friday, May 4th, but,
Oh, I did. Ooh,
You did.
May the 4th be with you guys.
Hey, May the 4th
And you
be
as
with
well.
you. Didn't
hate
you
that,
say
by the way.
sometimes
Shocker.
Bob Carpenter will spill a couple whiskey sours on his phone and then his camera acts all weird like it just was?
I don't know. Maybe it's possible.
I thought
Did that happen, Con Man?
I thought he told us that.
Z, whenever you get him back, you can just pop Bob right back up. He knows what the deal is here.
We're calling him back again.
General looks
Wait, you're-
good, though. He's
Have
still
you guys
working
ever?
out.
Yeah, oh, trust me, Bob will never stop working out. Bobby will, whenever, like in 85 years, if Bob ever dies, he's going to be in his casket just jacked. Probably in a cutoff, or maybe no. He might want to go shirtless actually for an open casket. I would imagine.
Be a good move.
Oh, yo, Ohio State linebackers are like that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schlegel.
I saw Bobby and Schlegs. They came over to my house 2 nights ago. It was awesome. It was good to see
Was
Schlegs
Aaron
back in
pissed? Was Aaron pissed because he didn't get invited?
Did you guys do the
That's how you got him back.
I
You
don't
guys
think
do the
so.
elephant walk?
What?
That was a good one.
What the
You guys
hell?
need to grow up.
Yeah,
Can you
we're-
explain that? Explain that to for maybe some of the young kids that don't know what you're talking about.
Not going to do that, AJ.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying. You threw it out there. I thought you want to explain
I
it.
actually heard that the other day for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
First time,
you?
huh?
I swear to God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something where the dude that did the Human Centipede movie, like the guy that produced it or directed it, that guy was he's like a real film person.
What do
You know that?
Well, yeah, it's a
movie.
It's a real movie.
But he
AJ.
takes himself serious, and he was like a legit thespian. Like he really took his gig serious.
It was Scorsese.
I don't know if Scorsese was sewing faces to butts, but I don't know.
What, a guy
Was he?
can't be serious because he's sewing lips to buttholes and, has an artistic vision for it?
It made me I had to hesitate for a second at the seriousness at which he talked about that movie and making that movie in the process of it because of what it is and what I've seen from it.
You got to keep in mind it's art. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not judging it. Trust me, I'm not. We're talking about it right now, and I've mentioned it many times throughout my life. But I wonder if Pacman's completely in the dark. You think he has any idea?
Pacman, you know what Human Centipede is?
No.
No, he doesn't have
Probably-
any idea, AJ.
Probably a safe bet. Probably good to just stay naive to this one, Pac. It won't help you.
Yeah, it's just the worst
If
movie
it
of
makes
all
you,
time.
What?
He hasn't directed a movie since.
Okay.
Yeah, one and done.
Really?
Well, since he did 3 Human Centipedes.
Right.
All
Got to
Okay.
finish the
So
video.
he doesn't need any more money then. He's set for life.
And then he's actually directed a movie in 2021 called Tom Six and the Insanity of Making of Another Movie. So I assume that was about
Probably
the others.
about,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Tom Six. AJ, you watch any of the NBA or NHL last night?
I didn't get to see much of it, but I know the Celtics just absolutely annihilated the Sixers. Right? What happened? What did Embiid do?
Nothing.
Embiid did terrible.
He did fucking
I
nothing.
saw a
Did
lot.
he look hurt?
No, he didn't look hurt. He did fall and trip at mid-court after hitting a basket, and the whole arena laughed at him. And I don't know if he was the same mentally after that. A little embarrassed, but I did see a lot of people saying that, and this goes to the MVP conversation. When Jokic isn't playing, the Nuggets are not better, and obviously when Embiid didn't play Game 1, the Sixers looked much better. Now, Joe Mazzulla, I don't think you saw this. Joe Mazzulla murdered his post-game press conference about, them making adjustments and how the team has been since the Game 1 loss. Did you see any of that or no?
I did not. I don't know if we have that video to play or not, but I did. I missed that one.
I think we do. I think it's 2 separate videos.
I'll play them back to back.
All right, perfect.
Here we go.
Okay.
Joe, what have the last 48 hours been like for your team?
I like this guy.
Pissed.
And
Nice.
did you like that? Did you like
Yes.
what was going on the last couple of days?
Yes.
Be
We got
stone
great
cold.
team. We made the right play every single time. Nobody wants to ask about all the adjustments we made from Game 1 and Game 2.
Oh, okay. Fuck you. See you later.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's awesome. So it does seem as though the Celtics, obviously the angry pissed. A lot of people under that comment, though, of Joe Mazzulla were saying, yeah, this guy's definitely killed somebody because he is just a stone cold dog. I love to see it.
You know, I bet his players love him, don't they? I know we've heard like is he like 35 years old? The dude's so young.
Very young.
He's the youngest coach in the league. I do believe there was rumors right before last year when Ime Udoka came in to be the new head coach after Brad Stevens went to the president of basketball operations. Joe Mazzulla was going to leave. A bunch of the guys in the locker room said, like, no, we need Joe Mazzulla to stay, pay him. Oh. Obviously, they ended up paying him, and then he was the one that got the promotion to head coach right after.
Are they going to win it all?
I mean, the East is wide open right now.
Well, yeah, they should win this series, though.
They should make it to the finals. I mean,
I don't know about them winning the whole East.
I mean,
yeah, we should make it to the finals. And I am putting the cart way before the horse here. That's what the saying is.
That is the thing, yeah.
But at the current moment, when you just look at the playoffs, it would be an electric Lakers-Celtics finals, kind of get that rivalry back, because that is the biggest rivalry in the NBA. And if that were to happen, that would be unbelievable, both for the Celtics and the Lakers, because as someone who hated LeBron for most of my life and now have come to the point where, like, you have to appreciate how unbelievable his career and what he's still doing is, the LeBron Lakers going for their fifth ring, or LeBron's fifth ring, versus the young Celtics team, back-to-back finals appearances. That the storylines themselves would be very cool.
Oh yeah, the nostalgia. Those show like the old clips from back in the day of Magic Johnson, all of that. Also, didn't Shams tell us Williams might play more? I saw him in the game last night. Did he hit what you guys need him to hit?
Yeah, no, I did not bet on Bobby Tree Time Lord, just strictly because I wasn't sure, like Shams said, if he was going to play more or if that was just kind of some, hey, look over here. Actually, we're going to play Al Horford more. But no, he really didn't get much burn because the fourth quarter, I mean, they're up by 30 with I
guess I saw a lot of I turned it on. I saw a little bit early, and then I saw from 8 minutes on, and they already had guys in.
Bingo.
When you see, on the bench.
Yeah, when you see 4+ white dudes in the game, it's a blowout. And that's exactly what happened with the Celtics. They unloaded the bench.
Is that a telltale sign?
That's a telltale sign. Bingo. But no, it was a great game. Back on track. Still 1-1 though. They stole game one. It's bullshit. But no, NBA playoffs are heating up. I think tonight we have the Lakers
Lake Show.
Yeah, Lakers Warriors game 2 at 9. That should be another banger.
Warriors need to win that game. Need to win.
Well, actually, for the show, I think we want to see the Lakers go up 2-0, because then we may have a chance that Pac would shave a third of his head.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, not gonna happen. If the Lakers fucking win this game, they're winning the series.
Yeah, there's a stat I saw yesterday actually. When the home team of a 7-game series loses game 1, the last 15, including last night with the Celtics, the last 15 game 2s are won by the home team.
Wow.
Stat.
Yeah, great stat. So if you're thinking about betting, hashtag stat that. If you're thinking about betting, I mean, Warriors would be perfect. Or the opposite is due. Some people might make that argument as well.
You're right.
Well,
that's gonna
be a good game. I don't think if Anthony Davis can play the way he fucking played the first game
with his dick down, right? With his dick down,
out. You know what I mean? Because nobody can guard nobody can guard him in this series. It don't matter who you can go and pick one of them, whoever you want to put on him. Now one of them can guard him. If he fucking play with his dick out, this series is gonna be really good for the Lakers.
Yeah, I do wonder though. He did play unbelievable. If Steph Curry
gonna get his. We already know that. One game he's gonna have 30 or 40.
That's what I mean. He only had 27.
You hope Clay's not hot too. You hope Clay has an off day.
Yeah, if they lock down Clay again, I think the Lakers might run away with this thing.
But what about all of them? D'Angelo Russell's playing well too, isn't he? That dude, I saw him just creating things.
Yeah, he's not too happy though. The last series, excuse me. They're like, what's your role? How are you enjoying being a point guard? He's like, I'm not playing point guard. Okay, I'm not doing that because he hasn't had the D'Angelo Russell numbers, but he seems fine because when LeBron James hit that cool half-court hook shot in practice, D'Angelo Russell was going nuts for him.
I don't know if I was the Lakers, I would be having my little homies tweet every little thing about the pool and Draymond thing. Like, bro, tweet this every day, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Tweet every day. They already mad at each other. They fucking don't know if they want to get on the bus or not.
Can they get over that, Pac? Can you get over something like that?
Did you see the
like pool? For pool, that's what I'm saying. I don't think. And I went to the Warriors when they played. I took my daughter Christmas tickets, all this stuff. We go to the game in Cleveland, and they rested all 5 of their starters. The whole arena was pretty upset with it. But during that game, we were sitting a little bit behind the Warriors bench. Draymond is in Poole's ear the whole game, like pulling him aside, always giving him advice, always telling him things, doing it to other players as well, but to Poole a lot. And I just sat there and watched the interaction. I'm like, man, I wonder if Poole really appreciates this, like the info Draymond has given him, or if he thinks like, yeah, man, I got it. Like, let me just go out there and play. I'm not sure. I couldn't figure out the relationship.
Was it before or after the punch?
After the punch.
Oh, it was after the punch because the punch happened back in camp. This was like in December, January. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm saying me as a person, I would never forget it in the back of my head.
It's on film too. That's the problem. It's on foot. There's footage of it. So even if you tried to get past it and you like the dude that hits you, it's still going to get brought up. Other people, like I know. At least I can speak for myself. Like I think my family and friends would be the ones that would never get over it. They'd be super pissed, and I think that would in turn probably keep me pissed my whole life.
Yeah, you go back and rewind the situation though. You can't push nobody. You push somebody, you should expect to get fucking hit.
Yeah, and that's the thing Shams talked about too. Like when Shams came on, he said that there's a clip from Game 6 against Sacramento where Jordan Poole is walking off the court, and they lost that game, and it wasn't at the end of the game, but it was in like the fourth quarter. And he's walking off the court, and Draymond goes to say something to him, and Jordan Poole basically fucking dips and rips him, tells him to see you later. Steph Curry, probably 30 seconds later, comes over like, hey, you got to fucking listen to these guys. Like, you can't just act like a huge prick because you got knocked the fuck out in August or whatever the hell it was. And then Shams mentioned they had that players-only meeting before Game 7 where Steph Curry was like, hey, this is the playoffs. This is the basketball that matters. Everyone needs to kind of put their shit aside, not just Poole, all the young guys who wanted to get more, burn, like he mentioned, Kuminga and I think Dante DiVincenzo. They kind of had that meeting, and then we'll see what happens. But clearly, it didn't work.
I think what Pac said though is pretty accurate. Because like you mentioned, like he got publicly humiliated. I mean, that's what everyone was talking about afterwards, and it's like
makes it way worse. The fact that it's on film and we can see it and it's there forever, that just makes it that much harder. I think for myself personally, if I was in that situation, to move on from it, I think.
Yeah, and he can probably put it aside in terms of like, hey, we're in the same locker room. Like, you're obviously going to be here. I'm going to be here. But personally, I hate your fucking guts. I don't want anything to do with you off the court. I don't need you grabbing me and, like, trying to be all buddy-buddy with me. Like, everyone knows our shared history together. Like, so you don't need to, like, try to save face and act like my big brother now after everything that's happened.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I got my ass whooped when I fought Bobby Lang the last time. But that was a different fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't my guy a guy that I'm seeing every day that's supposed to be a big brother, that's supposed to be a captain.
Like a vet in the room.
A vet. So every day that's going to go play a picture in his head. I don't give a fuck if it's playoffs or not. You can have a team meeting with Steph. Of course, he know what he got to do. He signed up for it this year, but I don't think this is going to last too much longer.
No, and I don't know how long Draymond's contract is, but they just signed Poole to like $150, $140 million deal.
Everyone
And
thinks
Poole
he's
knows
going to
that.
the Lakers this offseason. That's what everyone thinks.
Draymond?
Yeah, because Draymond asked the
that.
Lakers, he asked the Warriors if he could leave their
Played in Portland.
They're playing in Portland. Yeah, if they could leave Portland to go to the Lakers game where LeBron set the record for most career points, and they were like, "No, can't do that."
He really asked that?
Yeah. Yep.
What?
Yeah, nuts. People.
Steve Kerr. Good luck, Steve Kerr, trying to keep all of that together. Like the generational thing of these young guys that are really good players coming in, and then these old savvy vets that have won multiple championships. Like sometimes that's not easy to integrate all that together.
Did you guys have that in Cincy or in Green Bay, where like maybe a kid came in and he thought he was the talk of the town, and he had to realize pretty quickly that this is the NFL and everybody is unbelievable at football?
Oh yeah. Of course you're gonna do that,
but if they can play though, Pac, if they can play and they could talk as much as they want. If they go and make plays, guys are gonna respect it and be fine.
Yeah. Right. Like you got to make plays to talk shit though. Like it's hard to just come in. That's a big difference from basketball and football. In football, like the younger guys, the rookies, you gonna talk shit, but you gonna have to tone it down because these grown men and they set up certain shit where they can knock your ass down.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So the respect level is a whole lot different, I think, as far as the younger guys in football than the younger guys in basketball.
I think it's also probably much different. Like getting humbled by like if someone dunks on you, as opposed to like getting your fucking ass knocked out on national TV when fucking 30 million people are watching. Like that's a little bit different than like, oh yeah, I got dunked on that possession, but I still scored 25 points and had a good game. Like it's much different.
Well, and for you guys too, when you were a rookie, was it the opposite? Obviously both of you were, top 10 picks, but was there any veterans that were like, hey, relax, like you're just a rookie, where you also kind of have to realize, hey, the franchise just took me to be a franchise player? Like, were there vets that you kind of had to not show up, but kind of put on for just so they could, shut the fuck up about whatever they were telling you guys?
Aber and fucking Keith Bullock. Of course, I told Aber shut the fuck.
Yeah, but you love Keith Bullock.
But I love Keith Bullock. But I told Keith at first, I'm like, yo, shut up, bro. Fucking first defensive player pick. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because he was adamant about me doing stuff certain ways. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Air Force Ones to practice. If you want to go out there and wear your cleats, you wear your cleats. And like we fell out about that a lot. But Coach Fisher was like, hey, do what you want to do. Just make sure you work hard.
Okay.
So yeah. But Keith was like that. Keith was so and like I wasn't going for it. I'm like, I'm doing it my way, Keith.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't tell me how to do shit that you ain't been telling me my whole fucking life. I'm not listening to you.
And then at what point were you guys?
I never listened to him.
Yeah, but you still had a ton of respect. Like you still speak about him like he's awesome. Did it ever turn? Was like Keith ever just like, all right, you know what, Pacman's right? Was there a time in the season maybe where you had an unbelievable game and Keith was like, okay, never mind, do your thing?
Well, I don't think he realized how good I was at first. A lot of people, like he probably never seen me play until he seen me catch a ball in practice with some Air Force Ones on. So I know he think, oh, this fucking little kid from West Virginia think he all this shit. Everybody thinks they all that. You know how it's saying.
Yeah.
Out of the draft is gonna be what, 2 superstars, 3 superstars.
Bingo.
The rest of them gonna be busts. And but until we played fucking that Philly game, I think is when I won them over. Remember I told you that late night I had that 72-yard return, long return. And I was late for curfew that night, which I stayed out all night. And I had that return, and I looked at Keith. I threw up. He was like, all right, fuck it, let's go do it again. And he was like, this motherfucker here is different. So,
Yeah.
I think that was
one right here?
Yeah, this one right here. I think that's when I won over Keith respect. And I had a lot of respect for him, too, because he was a linebacker, star linebacker that was playing on special teams for me. But yeah, this was a hell of a night right here before this night, I should say.
How'd you evade bed check and everything?
Me and Fisher had a certain relationship, I would say.
Nice.
And
nice.
Wherever I went, I had security though. But Fisher was good to me, man. And I was spoiled, bro. Fisher spoiled me. Fish.
He's the man,
that
right?
was, huh?
You went to the NFL with Fisher, like the greatest players coach. Hey, treat you like a pro, right? Hey, if you take care of your business, you're good to go, right? Isn't that how he is?
Yeah, Fisher is all about the players. Like we never had live contact in Fisher camp. They call it camp.
Even in camp.
Damn.
Not even camp, bro. We call it camp cupcake.
That easy?
The hardest thing you're gonna do in Fisher camp is maybe 1040s. That's it.
Man.
Damn. Was Big
Well,
Mike?
we used to hear stories. We hear stories about Fisher and what you guys did in Tennessee, and people are like, oh man, that sounds amazing. We're in the middle of our third 2-a-day in a row with full pads.
Yeah, our third 2-a-day, Fisher be like, all right, we're going fishing at the lake. Everybody bring
That's
it around
unreal.
and shit. Yeah.
You played with Donnie Nicky there?
Yeah, Donnie Nickel was one of my favorite teammates. He would run through a fucking wall on special teams, man.
Donnie was the king of knocking himself out. I played with him in college for a year, and he was Donnie, first off, can fly.
Yeah.
Big old arms, super athletic, crazy as can be, and an absolute granite head, and was never scared to throw that thing around. I love Donnie, man.
Was Big Mike a player's coach? He is, right? But he still
He
kind
is.
of made you guys get after it.
Tough nose, Western Pan.
Yeah, he was I like how Big Mike runs a program. He it was definitely physical. It kind of changed. His first year as a head coach was my first year. I got drafted right when he came in as head coach. And I've told you on here, he joked later on, years down the road, I should have been put in jail how I practiced you my first couple of years here, guys. How we came out of the gates hot. When he got the gig, it was before the old CBA. So yeah, it was, we were banging a decent amount, and I don't know. I mean, it worked for us. That's all I knew. So luckily I didn't know any other. We hear stories of places that didn't hit much and didn't do much, but we kept it up throughout the year.
Well, and AJ, didn't you say, I think you've mentioned this several times, you're welcome to the NFL moment. You walk in, obviously acting like you're the cock of the walk, and the gravedigger, Gilbert Brown, wouldn't let you sit at the defensive table. right? Wouldn't let you sit down and eat with the defensive guys. So you had to go sit by yourself. And you're like, oh wow, I'm not big bad AJ Hawk from Ohio State.
Yeah,
I'm just
Gary Bertier moment.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey Ray, this is a defensive table.
You're right. Gravedigger was there. He wasn't on the team anymore. He left the team like maybe 5-6 years before he was retired from the NFL. And he came back. He came back into the lunchroom and he saw me sit with the defense and he just hit me in the back of the head. So I had to go take a knee in the corner and finish my lunch. Yeah, my little sloppy joes or whatever I was eating.
That's right.
Well, how's Marvin for both of you guys? Because Marvin seems like
he was a player's coach, right?
He seems like kind of the combination of the two almost, Fisher and Big Mike.
Marv's a father figure to a lot of people, I feel like. Well, don't you think that, Pac?
Yeah, but he worked the shit out of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Marv was great. I really enjoyed Marv. I don't know. I'm sure you did too, but man, Marv's a really, really good dude. He really is. I noticed that from the jump with him. I mean, I still keep in contact with him. I was only there a year, and the guy's awesome.
Marv, like father figure, he really care about the players. But he gonna work the shit out of you. You gonna practice, and you gonna practice outside.
Damn.
Well, there was no option to practice.
Next to the gravel, next to that gravel plant.
Yeah, with the smoke coming over, AJ.
Yeah, no one ever got hurt from that gravel. There was never a time where someone caught a pass and like tripped on a massive boulder or something.
Some days maybe we couldn't breathe. I don't think nobody got hurt though.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean that's maybe Pac. When you were there, you were longer than me. Anyone ever get hit by a car crossing that main road going to practice?
Nah.
What a come up for Cincy, though. I mean, Cincy's now every year we're going to have to talk about him like a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
Well, they are. They are.
Oh, absolutely.
They have been.
Yeah.
Have you been there? Have they improved? What did they call it? AJ, their restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The new restaurant.
Yeah,
my first year there was when the new restaurant went in. Yeah.
AJ, guess what? They putting a fucking nursery in, huh?
Oh.
Nursery for the players.
That's because that NFLPA thing changed stuff.
For the players' kids. So
like during games and post game and all that?
During the game and during the day while they're at practice, which is pretty sweet. Yeah.
You could bring your kid in. They could like
in
babysitters.
The morning, they got a whole daycare center just for the players, where you could check your kids in. Check them out when you get ready to go. I think that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
of course we know about the bubble, but Joe Burrow is getting a lot of things changed. I ain't gonna just say Joe Burrow, but shit, Joe Burrow getting a lot of things changed over there.
And that NFLPA
report card.
Like everyone talked about it. Everyone's making changes.
I wish they had that fucking report card when we was out because I think that plays a big factor in people changing things. Because now that we say, oh, all these places got F A B B B B A. I think the owners look at that, and that's a big like. Don't give a fuck about us.
Their laundry's in their laundry's in.
It's public. Yeah. It makes them look bad, doesn't it? It makes them look publicly like, hey, what are you doing? You guys are billionaires and you're not taking care of these players. I think people. You're right. It'll get stuff done. Hasn't Arizona already been changing things since theirs came out?
Yeah, I think you're right. The public perception of a billionaire being a huge fucking cheapskate and like nickel and diamond guys like in Arizona, like charging them for lunches and stuff like that. Like when you get like fans in the NFL and people outside being like, how the fuck is this the way this works in the biggest league on the planet? Like this kind of stuff can't happen because everyone reacted to that NFLPA survey.
Yeah, it was like Lamar. Like people reacted to Lamar like, hey, just fucking pay the guy, Baltimore. And then when they start hearing that you had to pay for lunches and that families, you couldn't bring your kids into, the stadium during game day because they had to change babies on like the floor like that.
In public bathroom.
In public bathrooms, yeah, like that type of stuff. It didn't even seem like a possibility from the outside looking in because the NFL is like the biggest business in America and is just going like that. And then you hear things like that and the entire public perception's like, oh, okay, I've been rooting for a team that, is the cheapest team in the league. This is bullshit. And it actually did cause change. I don't know why, to your point, why they didn't release them publicly before this, why this is the first year.
Yeah, well, media, we ain't to where we are not where we at now, where we were.
Where we were,
mm-hmm. So everything is like, motherfucker, they got these iPhones, you can see every fucking thing now. You can't piss without somebody taking a picture of you. So, of course, now, I've never been in an organization where you had to pay for your food. Basically, I mean, plain and simple, if I would have been in Arizona and they would have been like, pay for your lunch, the first thing I would have, hey, yo, I'm in Arizona. I just got here.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers got us paying for lunch here. Mm-hmm. Like, that would have been the first thing I would have did because that's ludicrous to me. Like, we hear basically 12 hours out of the day and we got to pay for lunch? Are you fucking kidding me?
The weight room stuff is crazy to me. Like, you would think that every single NFL team would have like a state of the art weight room. It's like, no, some of these places, these guys are working out in like a fucking Anytime Fitness pretty much. It's like, hey, you know, like these guys are going out there and putting their bodies on the line and potentially getting killed on the field. Like, I think that was crazy to me. That like, oh no, like some of these places have a shitty weight room that hasn't had any upgrades in like 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Well, they did. So I got to Cincinnati at perfect time because I got there as they redid the weight room and the new cafeteria / restaurant. And I know before that they said you guys had to work out in like position groups because you couldn't fit enough. You could only fit like 20 guys in the weight room at that time, right?
Yeah, it was horrible before you got there, AJ. It was like really bad. And the
eh?
cafeteria was really bad, mate. But
that's what I heard.
When you got there, it was like
perfect.
What they say, Rick Martin, and then going to the Holiday Inn. That was the difference.
It was nice, man. I liked it. There was something there. Like, how many years were you in Cincy, Pac?
9.
Damn. It was so I was 9 years in Green Bay before I got there, so it's all completely new to me. I grew up loving the Bengals. That was my squad. But then getting there, like, everything was very different from Green Bay, but it was also really, like, it made me realize, hey, there's more than one way to run a team. There's more than one way. Like, it was just cool. Like, there's more, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but everything was run much differently. The team was super tight, though. Like, my locker's right next to Vontez. You were right across the way. Like, I really enjoyed all the guys. I really did. I don't know how they work on crafting and kind of putting the roster together, but we had a great roster of, like, dudes that were, you're not going to mess around. Like, I felt very confident in our team, especially our defense. If someone wanted to fight us, we're okay. And then everyone was cool. Yeah, it was a family.
And I think when Mr. Brown and Duke put the roster together, that's how they think. It's a family-ran business. It's not too many outsiders that's connected with the Bengals. You know, Duke been there forever. They don't have. He's the GM. Like, Mr. Brown is the owner. Katie is running everything now. Blackburn is doing the contract. So it's all in-house. Lil Katie is doing the head of the marketing. So I think when they go about putting these rosters together, they think about close-knit family guys that can communicate together. And it's worked out pretty good for the most part, you know, in these last couple of years. It worked out pretty good when we was there. I think we was a player away from being really good.
Yeah, for sure. And do you think, to AJ's point about Green Bay, and I think it's the same in Dallas, like, do you think Steelers, New England now, like, there are just some teams, and the Bengals are definitely heading that way, but there are some organizations that are kind of not higher class, but they're just run in a much better way than everyone else. Because obviously AJ got there when they redid it. I mean, shit, that was still, you know, in the 2008, 17, 15. Yeah. Like, that is still pretty far along. Whereas some places, Arizona, like, they were. Tennessee. That culture, Tennessee, like the way that's kind of set up, and Tennessee's hopefully getting a new stadium, but just those main places, or not main, but those kind of stalwart NFL franchises, like, they just have an innate advantage against some of these other places because of the way that they're run.
Yeah, it's different levels, and you got to pay to play. You know how it is. Like, Jerry World is way different.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? In Jerry World, you got a chef for each position.
Yeah, he was like the first of the
linebackers have a chef. The receivers got a chef. The wide receivers and the corners, y'all got a chef because y'all can eat fried food. So it's really different when you go different places. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the bigger the market, normally the bigger the
better
intangibles and all of that stuff.
How was Denver? How was Denver's facilities and all of their whole situation?
Unbelievable.
Really?
Denver, like, we had massage people on the road. Like, you set your times, AJ, like, didn't have to pay for it. It was like the recovery part in Denver was the best I've ever had.
Damn.
Who was your strength coach at the time? Was it Lauren Landau? Was he there?
Yeah. Landau was the strength coach in Denver.
See, I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't think Denver, I mean, they're doing the whole renewal of the stadium with the new owner, but I wouldn't expect Denver to be one of those places.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Broncos, man. Yeah, they did a good job, man. And Elway treated the players how he wanted to be treated.
Oh, okay.
I'll say that.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Because he kind of went through it, and then front office knew what players needed.
Yeah, and the Bowling family did a good job, too.
Yeah.
Of treating players really good. Like, when I got there, it was top class, bro. Like, the vets got to choose first, but, like, whole massage list, recovery day, DSM guns, acupuncture, whatever you can name that you needed. You had nowhere to go. You ain't had to outsource it in Denver. They had it all right there.
Yeah,
Was VJ the head coach, Vance?
Yeah, VJ was the head coach.
So yeah, Vance Joseph. Will he ever? Do you think he'll get another shot at becoming a head coach? He's the coordinator where now?
I love VJ, and this is no shot at VJ. I don't know if VJ is a head coach. I think he's he's a better coordinator than he is a head coach. That's just my personal opinion. And yeah, I stand on that.
Yeah, that's not a
He was the DB coach when I was in Cincy, and I went to VJ every day for different questions about the defense and scheme, and he was cool. I was glad he got this opportunity, but then obviously it didn't work out. He's still doing well. He's still
back in Denver.
He's back.
He's back in Denver as a coordinator.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, we've
Smart
talked
guy, man.
We've talked about this too, like multiple times. It seems like just where the NFL's at now. If you're not like a D'Amico Ryans, where it's like you're an up and coming, defensive guy who's never got a crack at it before, like teams aren't taking a shot on Vance Joseph for another opportunity to be head coach. Like they're going to get a young offensive coordinator who's a guru. Or I mean, even look at like. Realistically, like if the Bucks stink this year, Todd Bowles is probably going to get fired, and he's probably not going to get another job to be a head coach. But there will be a fucking long list of teams who are prepared to hire him as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and like performance wise, like Lou Anarumo. Like Lou Anarumo has been one of the best DCs in the last 3 years. He's helped turn the Bengals around, and it's him versus Gannon, who Gannon's CJGJ. People were kind of taking shots on him on Twitter, but it's not as if the Eagles defense, which was very good, attacking the quarterback, but the Bengals defense they didn't have nearly the studs that the Eagles had, but they were still top 10 in everything.
And Lou have done it in Miami too. Shit, Lou was damn good in Miami with Rashad Jones, them and them boys, and he know how to do it with not spending a lot of money. I can say I shouldn't say not spending a lot of money. I should say with a lot of guys with no names. I should say that.
Yeah.
Then going with the bigger name guys, but he's been productive and been in the top 10. Shit, in the last 10 years, whatever team he's been in the last 7, he's been in the top 10 as far as defense.
But he's in his 50s. And that's why.
Well, look like Wink Martindale last year. Everyone was saying, like, there's no way this guy isn't going to get a head coaching job. He's one of the best DCs in the NFL. He has been for a long time. Like, he came, interviewed with the Colts multiple times, and there were several openings, and then eventually it was just like, actually, you know what? I'm just going to move from Baltimore to New York, and I'll just be the DC of the Giants. Like, I wonder if he kind of saw the writing on the wall. It's like, oh, like this just kind of isn't trending in my favor.
AJ, do you think Lou should just stay as the defensive coordinator? Me personally, I'm like, damn, you go back and think of some of the coordinators that was good defensive coordinators that went to be head coaches. One that we had in Cincinnati that went to the Vikings was an unbelievable head coach, but I think he's a better defensive coordinator. And I'm talking about Zimmer. I think he's a better defensive coordinator than a head coach. And the reason I say that because I know Zim as a person, and we know Zim. His communication is not the best as far as a head coach. But as
he probably enjoys his defensive coach too, like not having to deal with all the garbage. He wants to coach his guys.
Yeah.
But as a defensive coordinator, we expect Zim to come in, hey, motherfucker, get your ass in this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's kind of different as a head coach doing that.
Well, and we saw like his relationship with Kirk Cousins, like it was kind of the same thing. Like he was always motherfucking him. Like he was a guy on the defensive side, and Kirk Cousins was like, hey, you son of a bitch. Like I'm the quarterback. Like I don't want to have this kind of relationship with you.
And when he was in Minnesota, like it wasn't as if the defense was ever, as good as the defenses were when he was in the Bengals organization with you guys. Like it sometimes is that a big deal for players? Like when Zim left you guys, was it kind of like I don't know, like he's probably just a better coordinator, or did you have to like find that trial by fire? Like you have to go find that out on your own.
I'm not gonna lie, we was hurt when Zim left, but we had Pauly G. Pauly G was right up under Zim and like was the co-coordinator, defensive coordinator. So Pauly G would run the third down meetings. He was running the Friday meetings.
What's his name? Full name?
Pauly G.
Paul Gunther.
Paul Gunther.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would run the third down meetings and all of the fourth down meetings, the Friday meetings. So we was kind of comfortable with Pauly G.
Yeah.
But the respect level that we had for Zim as a defense was way higher because he was no nonsense and he would treat everybody the fucking same. And like he did not bullshit. It was old school.
He's straight up with you.
Yeah.
He had a successful run as a head coach. Like Lou Anarumo, I'm sure he wants to see, like whether he's a better D coordinator than he is the head coach. He's still, like every coach, you want all your coaches to aspire to become a head coach, right? I would imagine he wants to, at least until he does it, he doesn't truly know, like, hey, what would it be like to run an NFL team again?
There's always a chance, though, too, like these defensive guys, they go coach for a couple years or whatever. And then if they do go back to being a DC and they're on great teams, no one's going to remember that. Like Dick LeBeau was a head coach for 2 years. I don't think anybody remembers that. Like they'll always remember him being the defense coordinator for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like in terms of Anarumo, like I understand everyone said like, yeah, if you get the opportunity to go be a head coach, like you go be a head coach, but you also probably consider like, okay, I have Joe Burrow, like we have a legitimate chance to go to the Super Bowl every single year for the next 10 years, and if I'm going to get a head coaching job, I'm going to go to a team that was 2-15 last year. We're probably going to suck. My first year, and we see what teams do now with head coaches in terms of like, hey, if you don't win in 2 years, we're going to fucking fire you and we're going to find someone new. So it's like, do I want to leave a great situation I have right now, go get fired, and then go be a DC in a shittier situation than I was initially?
And that's the D'Amico Ryans difference with Lou. Like, Lou is an older guy. I think we can all agree on that. And D'Amico knows, like, hey, I have 10, 15 years here where I can be in Houston and I can kind of build this culture. And I can also work with some of these younger guys who are from just a completely different era of football, where Lou is from the old guard. Like, maybe he doesn't want to have to deal with the change of the game, and especially how some of the players are just different from what it was when he was probably starting out as a DC.
Yeah, you got to evolve. I mean, that's the thing. Being a defensive coach, you're already behind the eight ball when it comes to getting a head coaching gig in the NFL, because it's not the splashy thing to do. Now, D'Amico kind of was, because his history as a great player for the Texans and then as a coordinator for the Niners, everyone knew of him and had so much respect for him. But you're right, Ty. Like, if you're not like a Vrabel or someone like a former player that's coaching, I think if you're a defensive guy, like, you're already at the back of the line. Like, you have to do something exceptional in those interviews and whatever you're doing to actually get a job. Now, defensive guys will still get head coaching gigs, but I still think for at least for the time being, like, it's going to be offensive guys, offensive-minded guys that are going to be first in line for those head coaching gigs.
Seems like it's tough too, because it's just like so much out of your control. Like, we talk to a lot of these guys who end up Chuck says it all the time. He's like, I love coaching, and then you become a head coach, and it's like, you're not running the defense anymore.
You're an administrator. You got to deal with stupid administrative stuff. Yeah, you just want to coach. It's like, hey, let me coach my guys.
And the way the NFL is now, it's like, defense is important, but it's like who you hire as an offensive coordinator and who your quarterback is ultimately going to be whether or not you're successful.
And that's what Pat has mentioned. Hiring a defensive coach and you have a successful offense, you're losing the guy who's running the offense because he's getting a head coaching job, and then you have to restart. I just saw it in New England. It sucks when your OC leaves and a new system gets put in place. Now, granted, not every single team is going to have a guy who's never coached offense as the offensive coordinator. Right. But when any situation changes, it can drastically affect what is going on the offensive side of the football. And then on the other side of it too, sometimes Doug Peterson, he's a first year with Trevor Lawrence offensive guy, and they absolutely crushed it. So it's both sides of the sword there, but it is hard to justify the advantages of having a defensive head coach versus the offense, because you need to have that offensive guy, especially now with how complex some offenses are. But then there are others, like Aaron has said, where a monkey could run an offense because of how simple it is, and it's just kind of knowing when to throw the football and where to throw it.
Well, and head coaches will tell you, guys that have taken gigs, I mean, whether they want to admit it publicly or not, a lot of it depends on what their front office is like, what the owner, how some owners want to be heavily involved and don't let the coaches do everything they want to do. And some coaches say, hey, I hired you, you're in control. This is what you go do your thing. I'm not going to micromanage you. I think that's a huge thing that doesn't get talked about. You got to be on the same page with all of those people in the front office, or your team is just, it's going to be jumbled together with players that you probably didn't want, but these guys want, and they want to jam in the lineup, say, hey, you need to play this guy. I just drafted him, and then here you go. We're starting that process over again, and we're hiring new head coaches every 2 to 3 years.
Then where you're not a head coach, you're just a do boy.
Yep.
And it's crazy how far down the line some of these. I mean, Mike McDaniel It's not as if he was an OC. It's not as if at least me, I'll speak for myself. It's not as if I knew who the fuck Mike McDaniel was before he was introduced as a head coach, even just a head coach candidate. And then you're hearing, oh shit, this is the guy who's designing all the runs for the Niners. That's insane. But the Niners don't fall off because Kyle Shanahan. Right. Whereas in other situations, if a guy who was, what was he, third tier? He wasn't even the OC. He was the run game coordinator. They lose that guy, and then he's an unbelievable head coach, and he runs the offense because of the knowledge he's got from Kyle Shanahan. And it's the same with Zach Taylor and Sean McVay. You know, it took him a couple years, but once they got a good quarterback, all of a sudden Zach Taylor's an unbelievable coach.
Yeah, it's a tough gig, man. As I say all the time, it's tough to win a game in the NFL, just one, let alone you have 17 regular season ones every single year. Guys, we got to get to a quick break because we have a big guest coming up on the other side. Mr. Dana White will join us, as he does before a lot of these big UFCs. He has UFC 288 from the Prudential Center in New Jersey coming up. So stick around. We will be right back, guys. Let's take a quick five.
Take five.
Well, nonetheless, as of February 1st, Pat McAfee is officially a contributor with WWE.
Living his dream to be a part of WrestleMania.
I want to see Pat McAfee tonight.
I've been preparing for this my entire life.
McAfee wins! McAfee wins! Pat McAfee has done it again! It's time to toast the boys and toast the brand. McAfee's wanted to drink beer with Stone Cold forever. Stunner!
There was a point in my life, all I could think about doing was professional wrestling.
McAfee closing in on another WrestleMania victory.
First, we're going to have to get the okays, obviously. And we did from people high up. They were the only people that knew for a while. There was like 3 people that knew in the whole world that was going to potentially be a situation for a little bit.
City of Stars, Boston Connors here. We will be there tonight. Nobody's supposed to know we're here. It's going to be tough. And if you're a man that's only known for wearing tank tops, you kind of got to cover it up. I didn't see him. Hey, I'm Pat. Nice to meet you. He's hanging in the back.
One second.
Am I putting this on my face? I can't see shit. Who's on the video?
Nobody. This is you until you go out.
Come on, dude. Let's go ahead and take a look around. There's some bunk beds there. You know, there's a shitter and a shower here in the back. He sat in that bus 6, 7, 8 hours, 9, 10 hours. I'm coming down that thing. Holy fuck, what a view that's gonna be. Hell yeah. Those fucking people are gonna be there. Just waiting, for an opportunity to potentially have a WrestleMania moment. It's ridiculous. This is awesome. WWE is just like the best at operating. They take care of the non-obvious. So we're very thankful to be here. And tonight should be fucking sick. Hell yeah. I think there's like 3 people that know I'm here.
Are we not supposed to come in here?
No, yeah.
All right.
4 now. Look at you.
I wouldn't say a word.
I'll see you at SoFi. You going to be in LA?
I don't know. George is,
It's a loaded question.
George, we don't know. George, you don't know. Maybe.
What's up, stud?
Oh, nice.
As soon as I saw George showcase that tight end university tank top, I knew there was a chance old George was about to do something special.
Are you kidding, boys?
Welcome to WrestleMania!
The night was getting late. We weren't sure. We didn't know if a moment was going to pop up where maybe my services could be utilized.
I haven't been in a ring since SummerSlam. Okay, like not even in one. All I wanted was the Miz to have an opportunity to have a
match,
just a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, good guy stand there.
And then the Miz mentions, I sent out an open challenge, and we go,
oh my God.
There it is.
And I put out an open challenge, and no one responded. Why? Because I'm the Miz, and I'm awesome!
Let's go!
Wait a minute! I feel Pat McAfee's here!
I have walked out into a stadium as a WWE superstar probably 1,000,000 times in my head.
WrestleMania was missing Pat McAfee in the Pat McAfee Show.
And I'm thankful to the WWE Universe that said hello whenever I came out on that massive fucking stage.
By the way, there's only 2 announcers undefeated in WrestleMania history, me and Pat. I can't believe McAfee's here.
Hello, beautiful people. What's up, Snoop?
What's up, Snoop?
You're a legend, dog. You're the best, dog. Hello, miss. None of us saw this alleged open challenge that you said. But good news. This is my WrestleMania tank top. If you still would like a match, why don't you let me beat your ass right here, right now? You all want to see The Miz versus Pat McAfee right here, right now? I'm the host of WrestleMania, and I cannot make matches official. Miz, I do believe your tiny balls are showing. Tiny balls. Tiny balls. Baby meat as well. There's 80,497 people here. Somebody has to be able to make a match official somewhere.
I am the dog father and the host of WrestleMania, so I feel like I could make that match happen. Right now, we got a ref, we got you, we got you. Let's get cracking. I'm out. Let's go.
And McAfee go right after Miz with the right hand, driving Miz back into the corner. Pat McAfee in action. This is a blatant sneak attack. He takes his duties as host of WrestleMania. Oh yes, Spinebuster! Derelict shows up. And check out his tank top though. He's got sparkles on it. You're behind this, aren't you? But no, I had no idea. You said the same thing in the Rumble. I didn't know this guy was showing up. Oh, what a kick by McAfee! Miz.
Hey, baby boss! Baby boss! Tiny meat!
In a $7,000 tuxedo. George Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not sure how wise that was. McAfee's got the official distracted in the ring. Kittle just took out Miz. Kittle telling McAfee to go up top. McAfee heading up to the top rope. And taking out the Miz. Now we're talking. Miz may never win another match. McAfee closing in on another WrestleMania victory. The all-decade punter with a punch to end this thing. Here's your winner, Pat McAfee. A surprise here tonight, and WrestleMania goes Hollywood.
That match was awesome. I had so much fun there. That was a good time. The punt was fucking hilarious. You got a tiny ball champ going.
I had a feeling.
We were sitting here all day. Oh, I wanted to text you earlier. I was told not to text you.
Well, of course. Nobody fucking texts
I was
me.
told not to text you.
Dude.
You had a hell of a show. I'm so thankful to the people at the WWE. It was a super cool night, super cool moment, and I'm very thankful for it all.
5:30 a.m. Sunday. This day started 6:30 a.m. Saturday. So much cool shit happened in between now and then. Joke of an existence. I'm very thankful for everything. Let's go take a nap.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Welcome back to the third hour of the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat. He had his little beautiful baby girl early this morning. He and his wife Sam seem to be doing very well.
Congrats! Best
There we
ever had.
go, boys. Boys, we're not going to beat around the bush because we have a giant guest waiting on the line. Obviously, this guy has come on the program many, many times. We love having this guy on. Everyone, please welcome Mr. Dana White.
Yeah!
What's up, Dana? Dana, what's up, man? Sorry, Pat. Pat had a baby this morning. I don't know if you know that or not, but he had his little baby, so he has his first child born. So I'm sitting in here doing this thing from Ohio, so I hope you're doing well. You in Jersey?
Yeah, no, I'm in New York City, but yeah, I'm out here for the fight in Jersey, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I know UFC 288 coming up. You got to be excited. I guess Jersey, you're in New York City. I know that was a little bit of a task trying to get the UFC MMA into New York back in the day. We don't have to go over that whole situation. You'll be fighting at Prudential Center. What about this card, I guess? There's a lot of different things going on. You got some people that are stepping back into the cage after taking some time off. Obviously, Henry Cejudo in the main event. Is ring rust a thing? Like, what? I know that's like a cliche thing to talk about. What do you think?
It's really not. I'm actually a big believer in it, and yeah, we haven't been to Jersey in a while, so it's good to be back. Jersey's where it all started for the UFC and MMA. Larry Hazard, who ran the commission and is still there today, is the guy. He had a background in martial arts and understood the sport and got us in, and we did our first event there. And that was how my relationship with Trump started over at the Taj Mahal, and it's good to be back. And yes, it's good to have Cejudo back.
Yeah.
I am a believer in ring rust, and I think it's what makes this fight really interesting. When Cejudo walked away, there was no doubt that he was an absolute beast and dominated, that division. And now he's coming back and taking on Aljamain Sterling, who is the champ.
Yeah, it is. With Cejudo, like during his retirement, I know he's been off, 3 years now. Did you know the whole time, like, hey, we could probably get this dude back? Or was this something that came on recently?
No, when people retire, I leave them alone and let them do their thing. I didn't expect them to come back. But, here we are.
Here we are. Now, another guy, Gilbert Burns, he is not taking some time off. This dude is not even a month out from his fight with Jorge Masvidal on the co-main event. I know he's fighting Bilal Muhammad. How does that happen? How do you make such a quick turnaround?
Well, you didn't take any damage in that fight. Some of these guys fight 3 times a year. Some guys fight 4 or 5 times a year. He wanted to stay active. He wanted to fight, and we got a fun co-main event. That's a fun fight. Gilbert Burns is he comes out and never rests. He just goes balls to the wall. His style of fighting. Bilal Muhammad is durable, tough, gritty, and wants a title shot. So that should be an unbelievable co-main event.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure the people there in Jersey, like you said, you got your start in Jersey. What's the energy like? I know when you came on before, you talked about how awesome Miami was and how everyone was so excited. Does Jersey have a similar feel?
Well, we haven't been here in a long time. The arena's sold out. There's going to be 17,000 people there on Saturday night. And, it's always exciting at the UFC events. So should be fun.
It is. Boston Connor has a quick question for you. Connor, you can go.
Yeah, Dana, there was an interview, I believe, recently with Michael Chandler, and he kind of mentioned how it would be a stain on McGregor's legacy if he didn't show up to the fight. Is that even a thought right now? And also, when are you expecting that one? During the summer?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, that season of The Ultimate Fighter is going to air. It's coming up soon on ESPN. And hopefully we can do that fight before the end of the year.
Hell yeah.
Tone Diggs, you got one?
Yeah, Dana, I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You are properly jacked right now. And you've talked about it on this show, and you talked about your guy, Gary Brecka. So it motivated me to actually reach out, and I reached out. I'm going to do the test. I'm going to do the blood test. Do we have to work out too, or do we just get properly jacked by whatever Gary tells us to do?
Good for you, brother. I'm happy for you. I'm telling you right now, it'll be life-changing for you. So my sister and I are complete opposites. And, I got her the blood work done, and she doesn't like to work out. I work out every day. She doesn't like to work out. And one of the things that she said she loves about Gary Brecka and what he does is it's science. It's not some guy telling you, oh, you got to do 45 minutes of cardio. You got to do this, you got to do that. And the other thing that's incredible about it is you notice a difference in 10 weeks. In 10 weeks, your life will begin to change. And I promise you, I can't wait to see your results and you to tell me how you feel.
I'm excited. I'll keep up with you, Dana.
Hell yeah.
Dana, you said this is a lifestyle for you now. Like, this isn't a diet. This isn't like just what you're doing for like a fad. Like, this is how you are for the rest of your life, correct?
Yeah, I literally woke up this morning. We flew in last night from Vegas and landed here at like 12:31 in the morning in New York. Went to bed, got up this morning. I found this place called Remedy in New York. They do cold plunging. I literally religiously cold plunge every day. I did 37 degrees for 6 minutes.
Damn. 6 minutes.
And yeah, it's literally life changing. It's incredible, especially as you start to get older. I'm 53 now, and inflammation is basically what ends up killing us. And the Gary Brecka 10X system gets rid of all the inflammation in your body, gets your blood work perfect. You feel like you are in your 20s again. It's insane, and I recommend it. I have no skin in this game whatsoever. I recommend everybody does it, man. It's life changing. And I lost 40 pounds.
Hell yeah.
40 pounds? Really? That much?
40 pounds. I was 236 when I started. I'm 196 now.
Wow.
Geez. So that's got to feel really good. Like, how do your knees, ankles, your joints, everything feel much better?
First of all, there's no inflammation in my body whatsoever. I don't snore anymore. I don't have sleep apnea. I'm off all the doctor's meds that I was on. I was on blood pressure medicine, thyroid medicine, and cholesterol medicine for like 12 or 13 years. I'm not on any of that garbage anymore. All I take now are supplements. I mean, I could go on for fucking 2 days telling you how.
Jeez, so you say you're 53. Okay, I'll be 40 here in probably 6 months. But mentally, I still feel like I'm 15, probably maybe 17. How old do you feel mentally? Like, do you feel like a 53-year-old?
Guys, that's the other thing. My cognitive is through the roof right now. A year ago, mentally I was not in a good place, and it just everything, mentally, physically, emotionally. My workload now is I'm taking on a lot more stuff. Me and the Fertittas are back together working on a lot of different businesses that we're building together right now. So I could not be in a much better place than I am right now.
A lot more stuff. Don't you think as you get older, shouldn't you take a few things off the table, or you just keep ramping it up?
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Slap league, everything. How's the old slap league? I know you've been talking about. I know you guys get crazy numbers out there. How's everything going with that right now?
With what?
With the power slap.
With slap? Oh, it's incredible, man. Yes. Let me explain something to you. So when you're talking about we do crazy numbers, like when we blow every sport out of the water, right? So our average post for a power slap video, right, is like 693,000 views.
Damn.
We're number one in all of sports. Number two is the NBA at 70,000 views. That's how big it is.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And so what do you think does the media understand that? That's a gigantic number. I had no idea it was that big of a separation. But does like the old school mainstream media understand that? Do they even get what the internet is? Do they understand the numbers that you guys are doing?
They do not, and I could give a shit. You know what I mean? I'm not even focused on those guys whatsoever. What I'm focused on is social media. This is like, it's going to be the first sport that was ever built on social media. That's what this thing's going to end up being. I'm getting ready to do season 2 of the reality show in Abu Dhabi. We have another fight coming up here in Vegas on May 24th. That thing's going to be live and free on Rumble. And then we go to Abu Dhabi and start filming season 2. The winners of season 2 that do the reality show and fight in the finale will fight the winners of season 1. So,
nice. Ty Schmidt has a question, but I wanted to ask you quickly about that Sphere thing being built out in Vegas. I haven't been there. Will there ever be fights there? And what is that thing? Or is that just a concert venue?
Yeah, we're looking at it. U2 is opening the place. I think they just added more dates too. It's a project that MSG is building, and we have an incredible relationship with MSG. So, yeah, we're looking at it and talking to them right now.
Looks awesome. Ty, you got something?
Yeah, Dana, you mentioned Bilal Muhammad, potentially getting a title shot if he wins this weekend. Obviously, every division you have is just so stacked, and I know you have like the pound-for-pound rankings and the rankings with every single division, but how do you go about choosing like who is going to get the next title shot in terms of like who's going to be in the pecking order, and how do you kind of like keep guys happy who, because I assume every guy in the top 5 is like, no, fuck that, I want the next title shot, I deserve the next title shot. Like, how does that process go?
You're absolutely right. That's exactly the way that it goes. And basically the way that it works is, anybody in the top 5, depends on who fought each other before, who didn't, and who's coming off a win. Plus a lot of it is with timing, with injuries and where the event is. There's a lot of different things that go into who gets the next title shot. But yes, they are all over us, nonstop, dying for that title shot. But Bilal has been tough. Bilal's stepping up and taking this fight against Gilbert Burns, and he's a good guy. He's a guy we like, we respect, and we'll see how this thing plays out on Saturday.
Dana, a guy that I think you should try to recruit to get in the octagon, Pacman Jones. He's in studio there. I know he has something for you. The guy can fight. Pacman, you got something for Dana?
Yeah, Dana, I just want to ask you, will we ever see a Conor McGregor and a Nate Diaz fight for the people?
Yeah, I think that fight is always there. It's always out there, for them to finish their trilogy. I don't know if we'll ever see it. I mean, everybody's getting a lot older now. You know what I mean? We'll see how it plays out, though. But that fight's always going to be there.
Dana, I don't know if it's a touchy subject or whatever, but I saw some guys suspended from the power slap. Why are you guys testing these dudes for anything? Why is there any testing? Do you have to?
Yeah, so what we want is we ran toward regulation. We want to be regulated by the Athletic Commission, turn this into a real sport. This is the same stuff that happened with the UFC early on. That's why we ended up doing the deal with USADA. We spend $7 million a year with USADA on testing. We don't just do that because we want to fucking blow $7 million. We do it. You got to clean up the sport. And, now that we're sanctioned by the Athletic Commissions, these guys are going to test. And it's part of what you go through in building a sport.
You just have to, I guess, make the competitors aware of, hey, these are the guidelines. This is what you can and can't do if you're going to take part in our sport.
100%. Yeah. Listen, there's drug testing in this thing now. So, and a couple of the guys, if they would have said what they were doing, if they were upfront about it, they would have got TUEs on it, but yeah, it's just, listen, this is all part of building the sport. We went through the same shit with the UFC, and it's just part of the deal.
Yeah, the therapeutic use exemption. You guys used to have that in the UFC. Is that around anymore?
No, but there are certain cases where guys are seeing doctors, and there's always different cases. And plus, the stuff that I'm not the drug expert in this company. We got a guy who handles this stuff, but a couple of the guys were on. I can't remember what the hell it was called, but it's something that is basically when you're getting off drug use, you use this thing. This medicine, I sound like a fucking moron. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
That's all right. We don't either.
The ins and outs. What is it? Methadone? Yeah, methadone.
Yeah.
There's like methadone clinics, right? That are out there for people getting off drugs.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. A couple of these guys were on methadone. They were embarrassed to talk about it and didn't tell the commission, which could have, saved them a lot of problems and money.
Wow. So in your card, though, for the UFC 288 coming up here Saturday night, what would be something, so say there's a casual fan that's tuned in, a fight that they should watch? I know Crone Gracie's coming back. He's been out for a little while.
Oh.
Things like that. Are there any other fights like that we should tune into?
Yeah, the Crone Gracie is a good one. And then the other one that we think is going to be great is Matt Frivola versus Drew Dober. And that's on the ESPN prelim. So you can actually watch that fight, live and free on ESPN. Drew Dober versus Matt Frivola. That's the last fight on the prelims before we head into the pay-per-view card. That's a fun one. And Matt's from Jersey.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. That's a huge thing, isn't it? Like trying to figure out where you place all these fights on the card. And I would imagine that's a very valuable spot, being the last ESPN free card leading into the pay-per-view. Like, you probably spent a bunch of time trying to figure all this out, huh? I know you had a great – I love your pressers, obviously, but you had a presser where you basically were talking about a fight you should have had at a different position. I remember a couple weeks ago or whatever, and you said, "Yeah, I messed that one up. I should have put this guy here." I would imagine that's a prime spot, isn't it, for the most eyeballs to try to drive some traffic to the pay-per-view?
100%. Yeah. No, you always want to end the prelims with what you think is going to possibly be the best fight of the night. That's prime real estate for up and coming guys to be in that spot on ESPN as the main event on the prelims that leads into the main card. It's as big as it gets, other than being the main event.
You said you were doing some. You and the Fertittas still have all kind of business. Obviously, you're always out there working and grinding. Anything that you can say publicly of what you might have down the road?
Well, we're partners in Slap, and we also own a company called Throw One. You know Ridiculousness on MTV?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We
Rob Dyrdek.
that. We own SLS Skate League. We own Nitrous Circus. We own Travis Pastrana's Nitro Rally Car Racing. Plus we own a company called 3 Square, which basically we own every volleyball tournament in America.
Really?
And a bunch of other too.
What do you guys just go around and see? Hey, that thing's cool. I'll buy that. Is that basically what you guys are doing?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Fuck you, money.
We like to buy it.
The Fertittas are jacked. They're both of them. I haven't seen them publicly in a while. They both still jacked. They both look like they're in great shape.
Yeah, they're both on 10X too. They're doing the same thing with me. I got them turned on. Yeah,
they're get some kind of referral fee, right?
Yeah, I should. No, I'm paying for everything still. I got to get you to negotiate my fucking referral fee.
I would imagine that's all you do. Like you said, Tone Diggs. He said he's going to change his life. You got me really questioning. I need to go get tested and figure out. I'm kind of scared of the blood test though, where he tells me you have 7 days to live or whatever. That's the one thing I'm kind of worried about.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, man. When you're talking about like referral fees, I'm one of these guys. I got turned on to this thing by Casey Kasem's daughter. I've been friends with her for like 25 years. She turned me on to this guy, and she's like, I'm telling you, he's going to change your life. And she was right. He literally has. I used to look at this stuff like hippie shit. I used to be like, man, this is bullshit. I don't believe it. And I see lots of people that say that about it online, now. It's not. It's incredible. And I didn't start doing it because I was looking for referral fees. And I would tell anybody to do this. It's absolutely life-changing. And, you can literally save people's lives with 10X and Gary Brecka. This guy is as legit gets.
Sounds amazing. He's probably a bit overwhelmed by the amount of traffic you have driven his way, I would imagine.
Yeah. He's getting buried. He's getting spread very thin.
Man, that's awesome. Well, Dane, I can't thank you enough for coming on here. I know you guys have a big event going on tomorrow night, UFC 288. We will definitely be tuned in, checking out some of those awesome fights. But thank you very much. Can I wait to talk to you again sometime, Dana?
Thanks, guys, and congrats to Pat. Oh, and I wanted to say this, too. When you open the show, holy shit, the stuff that he did at the WWE, I mean, I was blown away by Logan Paul. You tell Logan Paul is much younger and a good athlete and whatever, but damn, for Pat, that was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's done it every time he gets in the ring. He does stuff that we're like, oh, I had no idea that was even possible, and he'll be 9 months without even getting into a ring, and then come in there and do 9 backflips and kick people in the head, and all of a sudden Vince McMahon is punting a football off his ribs in WrestleMania. Like, it's truly remarkable what he's able to do in there, I think.
It is. It's incredible, man. Congrats to him for his baby and all the other good shit. He's probably home with his baby, counting his money and enjoying his day.
Oh, yeah. He dialed in from the hospital room, actually, in the first hour today, and he and his wife, Sam, are doing well. We'll make sure. I'm sure he will see this. But thanks again, man. Really appreciate your time.
Later, boys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Dana.
Dana White, ladies and gentlemen. Man, Dana's awesome. He said he's lost 40 pounds. I didn't know he had 40 pounds to lose.
So, Tom, what is this? Tell us, what is it, Tom?
What is it?
Could you explain it like I'm 5 years?
Yeah, explain it like I have no idea what Earth is.
I just had my first call yesterday, but basically you call in, you get your blood test taken, you do a genetics test, and they put you on the right. They tell you like what you can digest good, what you don't digest well. Like I saw in Dana's case, like he didn't digest carbs well, and so that's why they told him to go on keto and whatever supplements they gave him, but they don't tell everyone to go on keto. It's based on what you what your blood work.
Specialized for your blood work, right? Yeah, like so that's what it sounds like. It's specialized.
You don't need it, Pac.
So what? You got to go. Yeah, Pacman, relax over there. So you got to go to a doctor or something, and then they
you got
do
to
the
go
blood.
to a Quest Diagnostics, I believe, and
what is that?
What if this guy just tells you like, hey, you need to eat cake for every meal for the rest of your life?
I believe in Dana, so
sign me up, baby.
That would be sweet. Hey, we're gonna need you to start eating more Nerds clusters and Twinkies.
Jeez, yeah, Zito. Sorry, I just saw that you said Dana had a 2:30 hard out. I'm glad we got him out of there. I didn't know that at the time.
Look at that, AJ.
Nice job, AJ.
I mean, you
Look at
nailed
that.
the intro. You're getting him out before 2:30. Look at you.
Pros pro.
Pros pro.
I just can't believe Dana's 196 pounds. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's
You saw him at
53 years old.
You saw him at Super Bowl. He looked fucking great.
Yeah, you're right. He did look great.
Yeah, he's properly jocked.
Mm-hmm.
He does not look like
Man.
prop.
AJ, you're already properly jacked though too.
You talk about a guy that doesn't need. You can pay him, and he's still going to keep grinding harder than he ever has. Dana White. You know, we talk about NFL players. Oh, you know, if you give that guy a big contract, he might get comfortable and hang out. And nope, Dana seems like he has put it into overdrive ever since they got that cash influx. $4 billion?
Yeah,
However many years ago to buy the place, and Dana. Man, yeah, he's doing it. It seems like he's doing everything. The Fertitta brothers are very impressive as well. I don't know if you guys have seen what they do.
Oh yeah, station casinos, baby.
Mm-hmm. And it's
That's how they
no
got their
different
start.
from you,
Yep.
AJ. I mean, you got $100 million just to go to Ohio State, so it's not as if you've been resting on your yawnies lately.
So I was going to ask Bobby about that, and then I apologize for people. We had Bob on for about 30 seconds. He's somewhere. He said he was waiting to go into a doctor or something. He texted me and said, sorry about the internet connection. We couldn't get it figured out. But I wanted to ask Bobby about the whole NIL situation. He's a lot more dialed into me than I am about like how Ohio State does it, but not only that, how other teams are going about their business to bring in the money to try to get these recruits and the transfer guys. Like I saw the Michigan center in basketball just transferred to Kansas, right?
Yeah, Hunter Dickinson.
Why'd he leave? Why'd he leave Michigan?
Because Kansas is better.
Yeah, Michigan sucks at basketball.
So that's just where we are now? Like you just, hey, I can upgrade my squad. See ya?
Probably, and get a little loot to boot. Why not?
It's like that in football with Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, I doubt Jahmyr Gibbs is going 12th overall if he stayed at Georgia Tech.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't blame him. You don't have to have a reason to transfer now, right? You
No.
can just, boom.
It said, I think for like college basketball, the deadline to enter the portal is May 11th. So yeah, it's just basically like, hey, as long as you enter the portal before the deadline, you're good to go.
If you guys had the portal, like growing up, like would you have stayed at West Virginia or Ohio State?
I'm so happy we didn't have the portal.
You got to lock in.
Huh?
You have to kind of like lock in on, hey, this is the only
Right,
place.
this is where the fuck I'm going to be at.
Yeah.
Let me figure out how to make the best of this situation. Because some of these kids, it's some kids that is working out for, like the kid at Georgia Tech going to get more balls. But some of these kids are just jumping just because they're getting a couple dollars who never going to fucking play on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is like a cheap way out, I guess, a bailout. Oh, I'm a decent-ass college player, but I can go, I'm just shooting out of school. I'm at UConn. I can get a chance to go to Georgia Tech for $60,000 and be in the city of Atlanta. I'd rather go to Georgia Tech than be in the city of Atlanta, get paid a little bit more. Maybe I can meet some people. And that might be good for you, but like I don't know how good this is going to be for college. I think it's very good for us paying the athletes. But I know you only get to move one time in football, right?
Is that no?
Not anymore.
Is it one free transfer? Because you used to have to sit out a year. What is
No,
it like?
because
the kid from West Virginia, actually.
Slobodan
Milosevic.
Milosevic went from USC to Pitt. Now he's at BYU. What's his name?
JT Daniels.
JT Daniels, West
Did
Virginia.
COVID just change it
Georgia,
all?
and
Did they just drop
USC.
all the rules once COVID hit?
Maybe.
Yeah, they got a little more relaxed with it, but also with the transfer portal, sometimes it's almost better to go the transfer portal.
I was still laughing at Slobodan.
Sometimes it's better to go. Like, look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts went from Bama to Oklahoma. Like, it's not as if he went from one place to the other because of NIL. It was before NIL. So it
He got benched. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's different.
Yeah, and that's,
I mean, look at old buddy, the receiver on Evie's team in Detroit. He was Ohio State, goes to Alabama.
Jameson,
right?
Jameson
and then
Williams.
gets drafted by Detroit. Like there's definitely
it used to work. Like it used to be much different, where it was like, okay, you need to do this. Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow had to transfer to play. Like, it wasn't. Cam Newton. It wasn't as if he decided, I'm not playing my freshman year. I need to get out of here and go to a different school because they're going to give me $60,000 to Pacman's point. Like they transferred so that they could be starters or get a little more pub. And sometimes it's that necessary because I mean, if those guys get benched, Burrow, Hurts, it's not as if they're in the NFL. If they just stay at Bama and Ohio State, then just graduate.
Like Kenneth Walker went Wake Forest to Michigan State, had one great season at Michigan State, first-round pick. I think that's a really effective way for the portal. Like, I think that was great for him.
Yeah, and that's why the NIL has changed because it's not just, hey, I'm going to transfer to get a better opportunity. It's like, hey, I'm going to transfer because I'm going to get more money right now in my pocket instead of having a better opportunity. And with the NIL, that's why, like Marvin, especially for Ohio State, like how much does it help Ohio State that Marvin Harrison Jr. just isn't doing NIL bullshit and that he's strictly there to play football?
Bro, that's bullshit. He's getting paid.
Oh, I bet he's
getting paid.
I bet he's getting money, but he's not seeking any of this shit out, I doubt.
Yeah, he's not all over the place doing it. Yeah, he's quietly doing it.
Quietly doing it, right?
Yeah.
So Ohio State is a wide receiver university.
Yeah, factory.
Any receiver that's starting for Ohio State is getting paid. Let's go ahead and say that. Right?
Yeah, they've had a first round pick in the last 4 years?
I'm talking about in college.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The factory, yeah.
So like this NIL thing is a big thing now. As far as seeking, going out trying to get different deals, I don't think he's doing that. But this is a guy who's the first one at the stadium, the last one to leave.
Bingo.
I'm quite sure he's getting a nice little bag.
Yeah, isn't he working at Carpenter air conditioning and heating and plumbing this summer?
Oh, is he? I think I did see a big, tall, like 6'4" guy wearing the Carpenter shirt installing a nice HVAC unit over near campus.
I read that somewhere. Maybe
he went to. I thought I saw on his Instagram. He went to trade school last summer so that he could get certified, because he wanted his NIL deal to be with Carpenter HVAC. And
Sons.
Yeah, and Sons.
Yeah.
I wish you guys lived around here. Every once in a while, we'll see. I don't know how many vans Bobby has wrapped in his whole for the business, but every once in a while we'll see it. And one of my little kids, Dad, look at Uncle Bob. He's on that thing right there. It's the same one we saw the other day.
Yeah, well, that's the problem because if we lived there, I would drive one of those. I would.
Can you ask the general if I can wrap my car
in a Carpenter HVAC?
Yeah, Carpenter. And
I think he would allow it. I think he might throw you a few bucks to wrap your cars.
Really?
Free gas?
Well, see how many he wants wrapped then.
Yeah.
Diggs, you got a big month ahead. If you're going to wrap your car, you're going to be getting on this Dr. Gary bracket.
Yeah,
bracket.
V.
Gary bracket.
Yeah,
We're also
Dr. Gary V's
Gary V bracket.
thing.
Stacked pickles.
But Pac, I made a reference to that. Pac, I guess Dana told a story how he got his blood work done, and this doctor told him, you have like 6 years to live or something like. He told him when he was going to die or something like that. And I don't know how he's reversed that or how now the guy says your blood work's not showing that. But I think that's what kind of scared Dana. And then he got into this program, and now he feels great and he looks good, I guess.
I would be fucking petrified if someone told me I only had 6 years to live.
Yeah.
Would you want to know?
No,
would you want to know when you die?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to know none of that. You could tell me what to stop doing. Hey man, these tests came back. You need to stop fucking dipping. Don't fucking tell me that. Hey,
would you want to know when you die? Are gonna die, AJ?
Me, no, because I don't plan on dying. So no, I don't want to know. Just because everyone else did it doesn't mean I have to.
I
tell
agree.
my kids.
Amen.
Well said, brother.
I'm happy. Like I said, I'm almost 40. Honestly, like this is awesome. I tell you guys all the time, this is the good old days, man. Like this, I love where I'm at right now. I love doing this. I don't want to die, absolutely not. But with that being said, I don't plan on it either. Just because everyone else does it doesn't mean I have to.
Exactly. What if something gets invented in the next 20 years?
He already has it with Uncle Wexy.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah,
that's one thing, man. Those billionaire people, they're all trying. They're in a race to try to prolong their life, come up with something, invest enough money into some kind of product or something that can at least give them more years on the earth, right?
I didn't know that. So I stayed in Columbus, a few weeks ago. I didn't know that whole city, every hospital was named after the Wexies.
Well, they donate money to certain hospitals. Yeah, your name will get on there.
To get their product.
What's the product?
You know.
Tell us.
Humans.
I don't know. I tried to figure it out.
Just go walk down the street and knock on his door. You'll see.
You'll see.
You'll see.
Not as easy as you think to get to that guy.
No,
I think I've never met him. But hey, Z, if there is anybody on the 5-Hour Energy phone line, let them know before we wrap up this program. We might get to a few callers if they are out there. You can pop the number up for people, and Con Man can tell the good people what the number may be. And Con, if you have any live reads, you can get to those whenever you need as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, AJ. I do have one. Today's show is
number 5 after this too.
Sponsored by Bobby Carpenter, HVAC and Sons.
Okay.
Nice.
Call Bobby Carpenter, follow him on Twitter, and send him something nice. Maybe a tweet, maybe your resume, whatever you feel is necessary, and that will help out Bobby very much. I believe the phone number is 1-833 the Dome or for the Dome.
For the Dome.
Okay, 1-833 for the Dome. Okay, yeah. What phone?
Zito, if there's anybody out there you think is good, you can pot them up, and we can chat with them. Zito said something about number 5.
I think he said number 5.
Good.
Yeah.
Mitt.
Oh, the 5th caller.
Yes.
Yeah. Mitt, go ahead and pot him up.
Pot him up, Mitt. Let's see
I
what's
hear
going on with
someone's
number
there.
5.
Someone's there.
Oh.
Someone's there.
Hello, sir. You're on the program, sir. Who are you? Or ma'am?
This is Nick from Texas.
All right, Nick.
Nick from Texas. What's up, bud?
Nothing much. I just wanted to shout out and say thank you for taking my call. But Pat and Samantha, congratulations. You're going to be great parents. I'm wishing you guys nothing but the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate that, sir. I think they would appreciate that as well.
He was getting choked up.
Well, one question I was going to ask you is, who did you flip off in your infamous, flip-off thing? And Pacman Jones,
kids.
Did Vince Young actually have $5,000 to Cheesecake Factory every month?
AJ does.
Pac, we'll let you start, Pac. What was that rumor about Vince Young and Cheesecake Factory?
He loved Cheesecake Factory. That is true.
Best appetizers ever.
I didn't get to see the receipts about how much he was spending.
What would you guess? What would you guess?
I don't know. $5,000 at one restaurant
a month
is a fucking lot.
It is.
Absolutely.
Fuck was he eating? A fucking steak every other hour?
Yeah, I mean, what? That would be
biggest menu in the game.
Did he have
you order for 20 every night?
Did he have a bedroom upstairs or what? I don't know.
Possibly.
$5,000 a month, he should have had a fucking room there.
But you saw him eating it a lot.
He did a lot.
Okay, so if he spends $100 a day,
I mean, their menu's so big you could order every day.
Good.
It's close.
3.
Get something new every single day, and you still haven't even tried the whole menu there. The menu's so big.
They used to have there were receipts floating around online. I don't think they're still out there anymore. Pac, allegedly he was buying like King Louis shots there.
Oh yeah. Shit. Yeah, he spent definitely $5,000 a month. Yeah.
Really?
Okay, so that's why you factor in the booze, not just the food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. AJ, who were you flipping off?
Oh, it was a joke. It was my linebacker coach. So I got a sack on Sam Bradford, and right before it was a blitz, and I was coming second. And he even said in my speaker, "Hey, don't miss the freebie." Like he was joking with me, like, "Hey, this might come open." And so I got it, found him, boom. It was all a joke, and then I got fined and whatever. Got picked up. I mean, it wasn't I'd flicked off other people that just didn't get caught on camera. That one was the first one to really get some good camera time.
Yeah, they usually never film the guy who gets the sack, so it makes sense you flicked him off. Did you still have long hair then, and why'd you cut your hair?
I'm not going to play this game with you, Con. I can see where you're trying to go. I don't know what you're trying to do here.
Hey, I swear. Normally
I don't know if I had long hair or not, but no, I chopped my hair off a while ago. I love Pat Tillman. I grew it out for that dude. Loves him, and then Jen chopped it off. So yeah.
But didn't you cut it because Bob Domofsky said in a column you look like an asshole with that long hair?
Wasn't me.
Did he really?
No,
I don't know.
No.
I definitely got people. I've told you guys though, my senior year in college, I had people in the media reach out to me and tell me to cut my hair. Oh, you look like a punk or a thug if you want to get postseason awards. And that just made me grow my hair longer. It's like, you're an idiot. Come on now.
But why? So, why did you cut it though? You just alluded.
Why?
to me.
Because I wanted to. Because it was just a matter. I wanted to cut it because it's a lot of work. And then, we started our own foundation, everything with it now that we do with the James Cancer Hospital and all this stuff.
Well, Clay Matthews came in and he had much better hair than you did, so you were kind of just playing second fiddle anyway.
So that's where you're getting. I've said many times, Clay has beautiful hair, still does.
Absolutely.
So my hair was long and ratty and sweaty, and Clay's hair just naturally flowed and had great volume. So
what's he doing these days?
Isn't he just sitting in his basement playing video games and he refuses to speak? Right? Isn't that what you said?
No, did I say that?
Yeah, that's what you said.
I don't remember that.
I think he's out working the land wherever he lives. I think Clay's out there somewhere working outside all the time. He loves it. He's actually born in Cleveland, I believe, when his dad was playing for the Browns. But he grew up in out in L.A. in that area. But he's like Clay's he wants to be like an outdoorsman, farmer. He loves the bow hunt, does all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
Why didn't you ever get into that? Just not your cup of tea?
I did in high school. Why you pepper me, Con?
I'm just asking questions.
No, you got there's some kind of motive behind it, but that's fine.
There isn't a motive, dude.
I did hunt in high school a little bit. My teacher, Dan Dillman, he was the man, my homeroom teacher. I used to go hunting with him right after Thanksgiving. Even through college, I'd go with him.
Nice.
Never bow hunting, though. Always a gun.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Never deer. It was always like grouse, pheasant, rabbit, all that kind of stuff.
Quail? You went after the ruffled?
The ruffled
grouse.
Ruffled grouse.
Oh, no, I'm not sure what that's from, but no.
It's from birds. Okay, that's what it is.
Ruffled? Is it ruffled grouse? It's called a ruffled grouse. Are you a big bird hunter?
No, but I am pretty well versed in aviation.
Yeah, Tony, he doesn't know about ruffled grouse, but I mean,
I don't.
We can all tell we got some ruffled feathers in Ohio right now. Good Lord, this guy doesn't want to answer any questions.
What is happening right now, Con? Someone please tell me what the hell is happening.
I'm trying to figure it out too.
Nothing. Yeah,
Sounds like Con's getting a little mouthy over there.
He's getting a bit mouthy.
Con man has been mouthy.
He's been
born mouthy all week.
I was born mouthy, and I don't know why you think that I got some angle with you, and I'm just asking questions, okay, pal?
Because we know there's always an angle, Con man.
There's never an angle. I have no angle at any time. I just am an idiot and screw things up.
So those little things that your guys' feet are resting on, your little tootsies are resting on those things.
Yeah.
Are those made specifically for this when your chair's up high and your legs don't reach the ground?
I think so. Yeah, they are. You can adjust them. It's actually kind of fun to bounce on.
It is.
You know, you kind of
keep the circulation going like the old people.
You can kind of work on a bunch of stuff, keep the feet quick and still, loose.
I mean, what's that Hulk Hogan thing down there? What are those called? Those were big when I was a kid. That
pillows.
Yeah, little Hulk Hogan pillow, brother.
Remember, they're always shaped like the person's body, and you could get all the little different wrestlers around.
Yeah, those things were awesome. That is not one of those. I would kill for a life-size Hulk Hogan body pillow.
That'd be sick. You imagine?
Do they have those somewhere?
Probably at Hogan's Beach Shop. If
Not
I
at
had to
Bed
guess.
Bath Beyond.
No. Down in Clearwater? In Clearwater, Florida, right? That's where he's at.
Absolutely.
Down in Clearwater.
Zeke, who's the next guy in the 5-hour energy phone line? Next guy or gal that you'd like to pot up you think is good? We have a Mitt cam, too. If we could cut to that, that's pretty amazing, actually. I see you, Mitt.
Attaboy, Mitt.
Hang loose, AJ.
Grinding away. Does Mitt like the cam, do you think, or does he not like it?
What, his little back room?
No.
What do you mean?
Do you feel like there's
he's got a mic,
Are
too.
we spying on you, Mike? Yeah. Get on that mic, Mitt.
Yeah, this is a little weird, but it's kind of cool. I mean, I feel like
What's
that
weird
one
about
show?
it? What do you mean? What's weird? You don't feel like you can peruse the website you normally peruse because there's a camera behind
exactly.
you?
I used to be able to beat my fucking baloney,
That'd be a pretty aggressive decision beating it in the office, but no, I just checked Twitter. I mean,
You've seen guys do it.
That's all I do.
Well, who have you seen do it?
Who have you seen do it in the locker?
Jeffrey Tubin.
Yeah. First name that
That
came
wasn't
to
in the
mind.
office though.
His name, I couldn't pick up his name when I first said it. I wanted to say Tubin, but it took me the extra 3 seconds to register the name.
Sorry, it's been a while.
Allegedly.
No, it was on camera.
That was on camera.
True.
But was it on camera for everybody to see, or just like the group of 25 he was on a Zoom with?
Well, I think that was enough because it got out.
Yeah.
He get fired for that?
No, remember they brought him back, and there was that interview where the lady was like, "So you were caught beating your dick on Zoom with everybody. Tell us more." And then he had to explain himself.
It's a tough gig for that female journalist, whoever the person that has to ask those tough questions, right? Is that how you would have phrased it, Con Man, if you were interviewing him?
No, I would have been much more professional.
What would you have said? Let's hear it. How would you have phrased that to kind of ease him into it so he didn't really get thrown off and kind of, just shut down?
I would have said something along the lines of like, "So, Mr. Tubes, if I may, it feels as though you masturbate 10 to 15 times a day and you just couldn't wait. Is this what happens here? Is that why? Because, hey, there's no worries having a problem like that. I roomed with Bobby Carpenter in college and he had a very similar problem. That's probably, I would have, thrown someone else in there, given him a little slack, maybe have him take it and run,
Okay. I mean, hey, that's why, you know what, Conman, you might be put in that position someday where you have to do a professional interview with a guy like that.
I can confidently say I will never be put in that position.
Maybe, though.
Never ever
Never
say
know.
never.
Never say never.
No, I can
Never say never.
I
Never
can
say never.
confidently say that will never happen.
Never.
Unless I'm interviewing you, AJ. So you tell me.
Oh, you're quick. You're quick.
Oh man,
You're quick, Con,
He's
man.
so
Good job.
pissed.
Steve,
He's so
Steve,
pissed.
can you pod somebody up?
Yeah,
Pod
let's
our
go
interview phone?
line 6, Rod from Bama.
Ooh.
Rod from Ben. What's on your mom, pal?
Hot Rod.
AJ, Pacman, boys, roll tide. How we doing?
Ooh, not so much right now, though.
Hey, first, I want to give a shout-out to Pat. I'm glad everything went smooth.
Hell yeah.
I know you're going to be an awesome dad. But I got a question for Coach Lou Holtz. I was just wondering if you've wrote Nick Saban a letter about their new offensive coordinator, Tommy Rees, and their new transfer quarterback, Tyler Buechner.
I could give two shits about Tyler Buechner. I saw he transferred there. I never heard of the guy before. He couldn't cut it Notre Dame. He couldn't hack it as a fighting Irish player. Tommy Rees, he's a ball player. Okay, Tommy Rees was a ball player. He's one of the best quarterbacks at Notre Dame. Kind of remind me of a little bit of a hybrid Jimmy Clausen, another guy who was supposed to take Notre Dame to the promised land. He looks like the kind of guy who's just going to get fucking chewed out time and time again by Coach Saban. So I hope he understands that. I hope he's ready for it. He probably was, because that asshole Brian Kelly was yelling until his face was beat red at him all the time. So he probably gets it. But I don't know if this guy's still on. I'd like to ask you what you think about that cheating son of a bitch head baseball coach down in Alabama who was fixing games and cheating, and now he got fired, and he's bringing a big old pile of shame on the Roll Tide curtain down there. That's fucking despicable. He's gone.
He's gone? Okay.
That is a big deal, though.
Yeah. What did happen?
That's what it was?
Yeah, they
Alabama head baseball coach got fired?
Yeah, throwing fucking games down there, man.
Ohio halted betting because of suspicious activity. Turns out the suspicious activity was the head ball coach.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Do we have any details about it? Like what he was doing?
No, I read the thing today, and it basically said that like the AD hasn't really he just addressed that he got fired, and that like the assistant coach is now the interim head coach. But he said he wasn't making any more comments about it at this time. Greg Sankey also said something how the SEC is going to look into it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, something's definitely amuck if they actually shit can this guy.
Yeah, Bama Athletics been through it this year. Jeez Louise.
So what could it? Okay, if you could hypothetically, you could try. What could he have done to where Ohio all of a sudden sees that and they say, "Hey, no more bets on this game." What kind of irregular behavior was happening?
It said it was stemming from last Saturday's game against LSU or something. They lost 8-6, but who knows? He could have, tipped someone off like, hey, in this inning, we're going to bring in this guy to pitch who absolutely fucking stinks out of our bullpen. There's no way he's going to be able to hold a lead, or there's no way, or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. I mean, he had to be feeding someone something if he got fired, There's got to be a smoking gun somewhere.
There were just really big bets placed against Alabama baseball, essentially, that was the unusual activity on the games.
Yeah, I feel like what Ty said is probably the most likely scenario, right? Like they put in a bullpen pitcher that sucks, and then what? They just
or he was good, either or.
Yeah, or he was good, but he just told him there's couple pitches, and then what? He just has guys pinch hit who can't hit shit, and then there's just no chance of them winning.
Yeah, I wondered because what I did see is somebody else talking about. They're like, well, college baseball doesn't tend to get a bunch of action when it comes to the online gambling. Right. So I would imagine some big old bets coming in. How do you not expect to get caught, though? How do you think you can get away with it?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. I mean,
people don't think about consequences.
Because you gamble.
Yeah, it's an AI.
Ohio.
It's an AI around here, people.
I would have blamed AI. You should have blamed AI, shouldn't you?
Don't you dare blame AI. That thing will come. That'll hear it.
It'll hear it.
And then it'll come and fuck your life up forever.
Fucking AI.
How would you like to not be able to get into your home tonight?
That would stink.
Yeah, AI will lock that shit down.
That would stink.
You got to.
Hey, what about my doors that aren't like, if it's not electronic? How's he gonna change all my locks? AI is?
You bet.
Yep.
He'll hire Bobby Carpenter to come out.
I'll break the window.
Yeah. Nope.
I'll break the window, go right in.
Nope. He changed the windows to bulletproof glass. Also called a.
I'll tell him thank you, and I'll climb in the chimney and say thank you for making my house much safer.
Joke's on you. They put fucking spikes in the chimney.
Yeah.
You could probably use your submarine.
They fucking knew you'd be down the chimney.
Joke's on me.
Yep, it is. Have fun living in a hotel. Oh wait, your credit cards don't work because AI canceled them. You can't.
Hey, that's real, man. Not AI. Just people in general. The internet. That can happen, man. They
Yeah.
can take your whole identity, can't they?
People. I mean, that documentary about that kid who's just selling drugs and making his own
shiny flakes.
Shiny flakes. Boom. There's just a dark web thing where people just explain how you can hack.
You guys revere that kid way too much.
No, it's just he opened up the world of the dark web and hackers to us a little bit more.
He got caught. He stunk.
He did.
Is he in jail for a while?
I believe so.
No, he got out and then
He got
now
out.
he's back in, I think. He served his time. And served his time, was on probation. While on probation, I believe he got caught up in some more interesting activities, and then he is back.
He was in the dock, right? It was the end of the dock.
End of the dock, yeah. They brought it up how they were investigating him again. So I'm assuming
He was just he was going on like Silk Road and buying like bulk drugs, and then he was
selling
just
them,
shipping them out, selling them, and shipping them out from his own place, though, right?
believe so, yeah.
Bingo. Like
You're gonna probably get
millions-
caught eventually. You'll get
a
caught
lot-
eventually.
Yeah, a lot of Bitcoin. He had like multiple Bitcoin wallets, and they didn't recover all of them. They only got a couple.
Bitcoin's still going. It's still going strong, isn't it?
28,000.
So yeah, it's not going to go anywhere, right?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the people who had it when it was at like 60, 70,000, probably no matter what, are just going to count this as a loss. But I mean, anyone who got in $1,000 less, like, yeah, they made a killing.
Yeah, I don't know. There's all the different the whole his old buddy in jail yet? The guy that was down in the Bahamas and they're all banging each other?
Oh, Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was on like a house arrest, but he lives in like a absurd complex. So
That was
it's not
quite
that
a
big of
minx
deal.
situation going on down there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's still fishy.
What?
Minx.
Oh. Can you define exactly what you mean?
Sexually active.
Yeah, they said that. Weren't they all they were down there like
on the prowl.
weird parties, yeah.
On the prowl for sex.
and they were coding and calling and getting more money to people donate more money or I guess invest more money, and then they were all just fornicating with each other, weren't they?
That's right.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying there's always something sketchy going on.
Where?
Everywhere. Especially with crypto.
Everywhere.
Thank you, Pac.
I know, man. Hey, it's a scary world out there. I know there's another balloon flying over Hawaii. Is that correct?
That's right. We got another one.
Shoot it down.
Did we shoot it down? Did we get it down yet?
I don't know if it's down yet. I saw the report yesterday. I'm not sure if there's been an update. They are tracking it, the U.S. military.
They said it was Papa
Great.
John.
Papa John.
Papa John and a hot
John
air balloon.
Schnatter?
Yeah, that's what they said.
No. He's doing the Around the World in 80 Days like Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. Shanghai Nights.
Richard Branson tried to fly around the world in a balloon, didn't he? And it went down.
I believe so, yeah.
Really?
There's a dock. It was a balloon, but it was like a full capsule under the balloon that he was living in. He ended up like something happened with the wind. He had to go crash land somewhere.
He's an absolute maniac.
How old is that dude?
Branson?
70-something, probably.
High 70s, looks great. He's always promoting his stuff. Virgin has cruises now. They have cruise ships. Like, I don't know how the dude keeps doing it.
I mean,
Was he also Virgin Mobile?
Yeah.
Like the actual
everything.
phones? Oh.
Yep, Virgin
Yeah.
Records.
Yeah.
You name it.
What about
He's
it?
done it.
Anything Virgin
That's him.
Islands?
No, I don't think that's the case. But he does have an island. Necker Island is the one that he owns.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a
You
Virgin
been there?
Madonna?
Yeah, I think he wrote that song.
That was like a prayer.
Oh, my bad. I got my Richard Branson lyrics wrong. He wrote that one?
Yeah.
And Madonna wrote it about him.
Madonna was married to Dennis Rodman for a little bit, correct?
Correct.
I believe so, yes.
Dennis Rodman has lived a life. That dude is unbelievable. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in a wedding dress, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a movie coming out before too long here.
What do you mean, a documentary or
No,
what?
like an actual movie with the dude who was in Creed 3 with Michael B. Jordan. He's playing him, and it's about, I think, like the weekend he went to Vegas when the Bulls were like in the playoffs.
And it's an actual movie, though. Okay.
Correct.
You think it'll be good?
Fuck yeah.
It better be. I hope it. I don't know. Anytime that happens, I mean, Dennis Rodman was he? Who was married to Carmen Electra too?
Yeah, he was in Vegas with her.
This dude he got around, didn't he? And then he was on Celebrity Apprentice back in the day. I remember I was a big fan of him.
He was in the freaking NWO, dude.
He was.
You're right. Jeez, did Michael Cole call any of his matches?
Probably.
Well, I don't know because the NWO was WCW, you asswipe.
I didn't know if they came over. I didn't know when they brought them together. I didn't
No,
know.
dude, he fucking put Karl Malone through a goddamn table at Bash at the Beach.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
I'm going to have to go brush up on some of that stuff. I don't know if Bob Backlund was in that match. I probably didn't see it.
I think he was.
No, it was Karl Malone and DDP, brother, versus Hollywood, Hulk Hogan, and Dennis Rodman.
Thanks, brother.
DDP Yoga, right? He's still killing it with all that stuff I've seen.
Absolutely.
Man, all right, guys. Well, we're going to start to wrap this sucker up. Right? Today's Thursday. It's not Friday, even though it does feel like a Friday. I'm not exactly sure what the program is tomorrow, if anything is happening. You guys can let me know if you know anything.
We're off tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Congratulations, Pat and Sam. Obviously, this is a giant day. May 4th forever will be the birthday of their young daughter, which we do not know the name yet, but super pumped for them. It did seem, didn't it? It kind of caught us off guard, didn't it? I felt like we had some more time, too. I was preparing myself like, okay, here we go. Like, we got some more time. We got a couple more weeks. And all of a sudden, that text pops up. Here we go.
Yeah, I was not expecting to wake up to that text at all.
No.
But no, it is awesome news. And when he came on here, everyone seemed great. Like, Sam was joking around, too. And, you know, it's just awesome that everybody's healthy and that it happened now. I'm not sure. Like, you guys can probably speak on it. Is it easier when it just kind of pops up out of nowhere instead of the planned date and it's just like, all right, here we go, we're off?
It did not happen like that for us. My wife got induced, so we knew.
I was 3 weeks early. I wish I would have had like a go bag and stuff like that ready.
Okay.
But other than that, I was pumped that it was actually like the birth part was over with.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I was damn near 14 weeks early.
So that's a whole different ballgame.
But the good thing, when my wife had the baby, the next day, she got to indulge in a couple of extracurricular activities.
Hell yeah.
What? A little earlier than we thought. That's awesome. Well, boys, I appreciate you guys. Pack, everybody there. Obviously, thank you guys. This is fun. Tomorrow we'll be off. Monday we'll be back. Who knows what it all looks like. I know Pat and Sam, what's today? Thursday? Oh, you usually keep the kid at the hospital a couple of days at least, and then that's a big deal when you got to strap the baby into the car and figure that whole situation out.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole new world, and then all of a sudden it becomes like second nature within like a day or two. So it's an exciting time for both of them. So congrats again to them. Appreciate them for everything that they do.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very happy for them and their young little daughter. It's awesome. We have a new member of the family, and we're all super pumped. So, boys, appreciate it. We'll be going to the Derby here.
Enjoy
a little
it.
bit.
It's travel.
So I'll try to stay awake on the drive down. I know I will because the sun, 3 o'clock. Oh, I got to hit the sun at the right
you got
angle.
plenty of time, dude.
Yeah, you're good.
I got plenty of time. So we're good to go. So everybody, thank you for watching. We appreciate everybody. We'll be back on Monday. We'll see you guys later.